big.
This is B1G, boys.
B1G Cats. Welcome on to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Third meeting of the year between the Wareham Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores. Second time in Falmouth. Hi, everybody. My name is Enrique DeMore. Alongside my broadcast partner today, J.D. Rachi. Gatemen coming off a big win over Katuitt, which saw them bounce back from a tie against the Kettleers the day before. It seemed like everything was working for the Gatemen yesterday at Spillane Field as they moved to their 17th win on the year and maintained a 3-point lead over Hyannis in the West Division standings. Great day offensively for Austin Shenton and Sahid Valenzuela. They both had 3 hits apiece, busted out of their respective slumps in a big way. A great day on the hill as well.
Latter part of this season and toward the next season, his junior year at Cal, Jared Horn was magnificent last night for the Gatemen.
He absolutely was. I mean, and it's just nice because we've talked about how shaky the bullpen has been at times. And it seems like at times, especially in the back end, those short inning guys that come in 8th and 9th and make things a little more exciting than they need to be sometimes for the Gatemen. You can attribute that to a depth problem, but not everyone can be Easton Lucas and give you 4 solid innings out of the pen every time. But it seems like Jared Horn, especially with that long outing, that was his longest of the year, it seems like he's starting to become that guy. Like you said, JD, he has experience going a number of innings, used to be a Friday starter at Cal as a freshman, so he's got the stuff and the longevity, and he's got that put-out pitch now. His breaking ball, like I said, or like you said, rather, that was his bread and butter. We got to see that yesterday. It was the most electric outing I've seen from a Gateman reliever this year, short of maybe a couple of relief outings. I mean, we saw, Cody Carroll with a couple of big strikeouts against Falmouth the other day, or at Spillane, but of course that one ended in a bit of a meltdown. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. For right now, for the stuff in front of us, today's game between the Gatemen and the Commodores, we are going to throw it over to our host today, Cam Stewart.
Thank you very much, Henrique. As he mentioned, at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, where the Gatemen will take on the Commodores today. Teams at different ends of the playoff picture. Falmouth clinging to that 4th and final spot, and of course the Gatemen still leading the Western Division. A couple of hard throwers on the mound today. First for the Commodores, right-hander Tyler Dyson, 6'3", 225, former closer for the Florida Gators, a guy who can get up into the 90s with that fastball. A late arriver this year for the Commodores. Obviously the Gators back in the College World Series this year, defending their title. He has just 1 start. It was a loss. He's 0-1 on the year. Back on July 8th, a 3-2 decision against the Bourne Braves. And he went 5, gave up 2, on only 2 hits, walked 3, and struck out 4, so give him a 3.60 ERA on the year. And for the Gatemen, Cade Cavalli gets a pretty rough start, scratched from the record in that last game at Hyannis, in which the Gatemen won the protest and will finish the game this Wednesday. So on the year, as it stands, he has only appeared in 3 games, no record, a 3.37 ERA in 2 starts. He's pitched 8 innings, has struck out 9, and has walked 9. Remember, he walked 5 in just over 2 innings at McKeon Park in Hyannis last week. So a chance for a bounce back for Cade Cavalli tonight, who obviously doesn't look that bad on the record right now, but he got a chance to talk to our Mary Orders before today's start.
Thanks, guys. So, Cade, you were playing in the field yesterday for the first time in a while. How did that feel?
Felt great. I love just playing this game and getting to go out there and compete for 9 innings. It's just a blessing to be able to do it here in the Cape, and I missed it a little bit, just sitting down in the bullpen and stuff. Like, it was a huge change for me going from playing every day to watching my team play. But it's been a great growing experience for me because I've gotten to see the game outside of actually playing every day. But getting back into it yesterday was a lot of fun.
And does your pregame routine change at all from when you're playing in the field versus when you're pitching?
Yeah. So whenever I'm playing in the field, obviously I don't have to get my arm ready to pitch, but I'll get it loose. So at OU, I would
established in 1877.
Thanks, guys. So, Cade, you were playing in the field yesterday for the first time in a while. How did that feel?
Felt great. I love just playing this game and getting to go out there and compete for 9 innings. It's just a blessing to be able to do it here in the Cape, and I missed it a little bit, just sitting down in the bullpen and stuff. It was a huge change for me going from playing every day to watching my team play. But it's been a great growing experience for me because I've gotten to see the game outside of like actually playing every day. But like getting back into it yesterday was a lot of fun.
And does your pregame routine change at all from when you're playing in the field versus when you're pitching?
Yeah. So whenever I'm playing in the field, obviously I don't have to like get my arm like ready to pitch, but I'll get it loose. So like at OU, like I would have to get my arm loose every day, but I also have to think about when I'm going to be pitching. So I couldn't throw a ton while I was playing in the field. But yesterday I just got loose a little bit, stretched out, got a few hacks in BP, and I was ready to roll.
And you've had as many, while pitching here, you've had as many walks as strikes. Have you been working on anything in particular to get more balls in the strike zone?
Yeah, there's been a few mechanical changes, and I'm ready to test them out today. I'm just ready to go out and compete and see what happens.
And what approach do you take to get ahead of guys?
You just got to be in attack mode, and I'm always in attack mode. Last outing, I couldn't really find it, but I was still in attack mode. I was going at guys as much as I could, just couldn't really find it in my delivery. And everyone has days like that, but today, hopefully, it's different, and I get to go get ahead.
And now for some either-or questions. Ice cream cake or regular cake?
I'm going to go with ice cream cake.
What kind of ice cream?
Chocolate chip cookie dough. I just had some really good ice cream today called banana fudge pie. It was money.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Beach or forest?
Forest, for sure.
Spring or summer? Or
Springtime.
summer or winter if it's like...
Springtime. That's whenever we get to play baseball, so...
True. I mean, you get to play it this summer, too.
True.
It's fine. Okay, last one. Blonde or brunette?
I'm not answering that one. Whoever God puts in my life, that's who it's going to be.
It's a good answer. All right, Cade, thanks so much for your time. Guys, back to you.
Back here from Gov Fuller Field, thanks very much to Mary and Cade for that. Time to look at tonight's starting lineups. First for the hosts, the Falmouth Commodores. They'll start off with their right fielder, Matt Wallner, out of Southern Miss. Batting second, one of the top prospects in the Pac-12, the catcher Maverick Hanley out of Stanford. No slouch right behind him, big Austin Liner fielder out of the University of Florida. And batting cleanup, last year's Cape League Hitter of the Week, Kyle Stowers out of Stanford as well, followed by the designated hitter Davis Sims. And one of the most impressive prospects on the Cape this summer, Logan Davidson, the shortstop, will bat sixth, followed by Arizona's Cameron Cannon. Edouard Julien out of Auburn will bat eighth, followed by Will Brennan, the left fielder out of Kansas State, who will round things out and bat ninth. And of course, on the mound, another Florida Gator, Tyler Dyson. Now for the visiting Gatemen, they'll start off with Isaac Collins, who has solidified his role in right field and at the top of the Gatemen order. Batting second, Zahid Valenzuela with another big night last night, moves over to shortstop tonight. Batting third, the always dangerous Austin Shenton, who was co-player of the game last night with Zahid Valenzuela, followed by the cleanup man and center fielder today, Jeremy Idens. Paven Parks had an impressive night as well, a couple of RBI doubles a night ago. He will just use the bat tonight, designated hitter, batting fifth. John Martellini, who finished the game at catcher after the Drew Millis injury last night, will bat sixth and start behind the plate. Luke Roscom at first base will bat seventh. Jacob Goldfarb back in the lineup in at left field bats eighth. And rounding things out, the second baseman, Oliver Dunn. And of course, on the mound for the Gatemen, the guy who got the start at first base last night against Catuit is Cade Cavalli, back to his role as pitcher. We're going to throw it to a quick break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'll bring you more of the pregame show coming up, including a little bit later on an interview with Don Sneddon. Stay tuned.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, which would like to remind you that you can contact us anytime by emailing gatemen@pressbox.org. Please feel free to send us your questions or comments, and we'll make sure to address them as soon as possible. Make sure you're keeping up with all the Gatemen action 24/7 by following the Wareham Gatemen on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Gatemen come into this game at Gov Fuller Field to take on the Commodores, unbeaten in their last three, a couple of blowouts and a tie mixed into that. And Coach Don Snedden got to talk to our Mariotas before the game, talking about what's been going right for the Gatemen as of late.
Thanks, guys. So, Coach, big win last night over Katuitt. What were some of your takeaways from the game?
Good pitching, and then some timely hitting, obviously, there. She did a great job with that, hitting a home run and a key double, fighting off, I think, like 9-pitch at bat right there, then hitting that ball down the line. Sort of set the tone for us right there. And I think, the big inning there for Proctor was he had a base load, no outs, and he got out without any damage at all. So I think that gave him a little boost and the team a little boost.
And All-Star lineup came out today. What do you think about it?
Well, I think we're well represented. Obviously, as a coach, there's a couple more people I think are worthy to be on there. Collins having a good season here at the end here. He just didn't quite have enough at bats, and there's some guys that have a little higher average and all that. And then Proctor, I think, is worthy to be a part of that too. But they sort of share the wealth in this, and we have 2 pitchers on there, 5 teams, and you only take 10. So overall, I was pretty happy with that.
Do you go to the All-Star game?
Do I go?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all coaches are required to go, and they all have different roles. I'm not sure my role. I'll probably just throw some batting practice and, coach a base or just hang out a little bit. Yeah.
That's fun. And then for tonight, what are some keys to the game?
The key is keeping their bats quiet. They got some guys that can hit the ball a little bit, so we got to get some runs and stay in front of them and hopefully close the game out. We didn't do that last time against these guys. We let them get back into that game. Tonight, obviously, you'd like to get enough where we don't give them that opportunity.
Now for some either-or questions. Pizza or pasta?
Depends on what kind of pasta and what's on top of the pasta. If it's good pasta and it has a marinara sauce on it, I would go with that for sure.
Beach or forest?
I'm a beach guy. I'm Southern California, but I love the forest. I mean, I spend a lot of time up there too in the off season, hiking and doing all that. So anything outdoors, I think it's a fair question. You could throw it up for grabs.
And you love to fish, so the boat or the ballpark?
Well, they're both, you want to try to do both when you can, but if I had to choose, obviously I made a living being here in the yard, and I didn't make a living fishing, that's for darn sure. So fishing was just something to occupy your time and have some fun in and some challenges and see if you can overcome some of the obstacles that are out there. But I'm not a great fisherman. I have to rely on some experts.
And lastly, ice cream cake or regular cake?
Well, I love ice cream. I'm a carbohydrate junkie, so I really have to watch my carbos. I would just live off carbos, and you'd have to roll me out here, out on this field out here. So, ice cream, without a doubt.
What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Yes. Yes. All above. I don't have a favorite. If it's ice cream, I go with it. So I'm not choosy.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Guys, back to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Back here at Falmouth, thanks again.
Second base, excuse me. And then also Ryan Garcia, kind of a late add to the team, but he's going to be on the All-Star team as well, doing an excellent job coming over from UCLA. And also Easton Lucas, who's done an excellent job out of the bullpen. He's a guy that many Gatemen fans might not have known about, coming over from Pepperdine, but he's really proven himself and solidified himself in the Cape League so far.
I like that you touched on the pitchers. I'd like to touch on that a little bit more. You mentioned it, Ryan Garcia coming late to the team. What has he done to solidify that spot? And for Easton Lucas, do you think it's harder for a guy who's mainly a long relief guy, has started a game, but has mostly had a long relief to make that all-star team?
Well, to answer your second question first, I think it's not as difficult because, you're kind of doing split starts, right? You're throwing 4 innings if you're starting the game, and you're throwing 4 innings kind of if you're coming in out of long relief. So it's basically a split start. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, if you're starting versus relieving. But again, it's going to come down to production. Both these guys have produced, and Lucas has done a phenomenal job out of the bullpen. Give credit where credit is due. He's really eaten up those middle innings for the Gatemen and given them some quality innings when some of their relievers haven't done so this year. So for him to be able to do that is huge for Don Sten and his pitching staff. And as for Garcia, he's really solidified himself as the ace of this team. I know you guys have mentioned this numerous times, but he's done phenomenal. And, we've seen him a couple times out there starting. And we'll get back to this in just one moment after this moment of silence.
Let's give them a round of applause, folks.
Oh, tribute moment.
What? So a tribute moment of silence there here at Gov Fuller Field. Ian, to go back to our All-Star talk, anyone snubbed from the team that you thought should have made it?
Actually, I thought Isaac Collins had a good chance to make the team. I know he's played pretty well as of late, coming on hot, playing in right field, but he did struggle to begin the year, so it'll be interesting to see if, the fact that he didn't make it. But, all in all, 6 Gatemen selected, you can't complain about that.
And now with all the guys we've talked about so much all year that have left for Team USA, how important have these guys been to be the core of a first-place team?
Cam, it's huge because, like we've talked about, there were 4 Gatemen who went off to Team USA, 3 more guys who went to Team USA that didn't even arrive here in Wareham. So to have these guys play so well and be big contributors of this team when, frankly, coming in, they weren't expected to be as vital and important to the team, it means the world to the Gatemen, and that's the reason why they're in first place right now and really, pulling away in the West Division.
That's Ian Becerra, our beat writer. Thanks once again to him. That was today's Get on the Beat segment. We're going to throw it to a quick break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, and when we come back, we'll have highlights of the last time these two teams met.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Gatemen have been rolling the past 2 games, beating their opponents by a combined score of 21-2. However, it doesn't look like a blowout is in store here, as Wareham hosts the hottest team in the entire Cape League in the Falmouth Commodores. 6'9" left-hander Mitchell Stone is on the bump for Falmouth, and the last time these teams met, the Oklahoma State product stymied the Gatemen over 4 innings of 1-run ball. Meanwhile, Will Proctor hits the mound for the Gatemen, looking to rebound from a rough start against Hyannis last week.
It's on and at an alarming rate. 37 walks, 22 strikeouts. This time, though, he'll strike out, drop third strike.
Been out there, that has been the case. We saw Drew Millis out there for a game to give Collins a day off, but I think that's his spot. I think you're right.
Davis Sims looks at strike number 3. Clemson has trusted him, and now Falmouth trusts him as well. And he looks at a 2-2 fastball on the outside corner for strike number 3. But now you got SEC 1s and 2s going against you. Waves and misses at a 1-2 breaking pitch from Will Proctor. Brennan off with the pitch, but it doesn't matter. Logan Davidson swings and misses at a good fastball from Will Proctor. 5th strikeout of the day for the right-hander. Kyle Stowers in the batter's box. Pitch to him is swung on and roped into center field and in for a base hit. Langworthy around third. He'll score from second base, and Falmouth takes a 1-0 lead on an RBI single from Kyle Stowers. One's in the batter's box. Runner at third, the pitch home is swung on, hit back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Parks scores from third. Being waved around third is Martellini. The throw comes in, it leads him up the line, and he scores. Isaac Collins with 2 RBIs, and the Gatemen take a 2-1 lead. One rocketed up the middle, diving, stopped by Skylar Hunter. What else is new? Another web gem from Skylar Hunter on a sinking line drive, and that ends the 6th. Single would do a lot of good here. 0-1 is roped down into left field for a base hit. Kreidler scores from third. Moving from first to third, here comes Skylar Hunter, and up to second is Sahid Valenzuela. An RBI for Sahid Valenzuela as he moves to second base on the base hit. It's a 3-1 lead for the Gatemen here in the 6th. 1-2 from Horn. Breaking ball in there, called strike 3. Jared Horn comes up huge in the top half of the 8th inning, leaves 2 on for the Falmouth Commodores, and protects that 3-2 lead for the Gatemen. First pitch from the right-hander, Hart, is hit back up the middle. Throw over to third, it gets away! Moving down the third base side, scoring from third is Hayden Cantrell. Up to third base is Davis Sims, and into second, with what was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt, is Will Brennan, and we've got a tie ball game. It's now 3-3 in the 9th. 2-strike pitch to Davidson is hammered high and deep into right field. Isaac Collins is there underneath it, but tagging from third base is the runner Sims. He will get in there easily, and now Falmouth takes a 4-3 lead in the 9th against Zach Hart. 2-1 to Maverick Hanley is under the glove of Ryan Kreidler. Scoring from third is Will Brennan. Up to second is Hanley on an errant throw, and now it gets past Lyle Lockhart. Hanley up, and now they're going to hold him at third. Originally, the wave was on from the third base coach, but Maverick Hanley delivering in a big way, and then some bumbling outfield and infield play from the Gatemen. It's now 5-3 Falmouth. 2-1. Into the 3.5 full and into right field, a base hit. Iden scores from third. Moving from first to third is Lyle Lockhart. Haven Parks delivers, scores ever so closer now. It's 6-4 Falmouth here in the 9th. Another full count pitch, waved on and missed. Gian Martellini strikes out against Jack Little, and Falmouth with a comeback win. They score 4 in the top of the 9th, and then hold off a Gateman comeback attempt. They win it 6-4 here at Spillane Field.
The Gatemen dropped this one in a heartbreaker 6-4. They headed into the 9th with a chance to lock down a save, but instead coughed up 4 runs in the top of that frame to secure the victory for Falmouth. Will Proctor continued the run of excellent Wareham starts as he went 5 innings, surrendering only 1 run and 2 hits with 5 strikeouts. Mitchell Stone didn't have as good a time in his second start against the Gatemen, surrendering 2 runs and 5 hits over 3 1/3 innings. Sahid Valenzuela was the big offensive performer for the host team, going 3 for 5 with an RBI double to raise his average to 404 on the season. Coming up, Wareham travels to Hyannis to play their 5th out of 6 total matchups with the Harbor Hawks.
Just heard the highlights there of a bit of a messy one with the last time these two teams met, a 4-run 9th, propelling the Commodores to victory at Spillane. Gatemen look to change those efforts today. That's going to do it for us here at the Gatemen Pregame Show here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. I'm Cameron Stewart. Now I'm going to toss it over to our play-by-play broadcasters for the rest of the game, J.D. Rachi and Henrique Demore.
Great, thank you so much, Cam. Like you said, my name's Henrique Demore. To my right, J.D. Rachi, and in front of us, first pitch just a couple of minutes away from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. The Gatemen offense seems to have found its rhythm again. The early run support came as Anthony Veneziano, the starter for Katua yesterday, absolutely melted down. He really didn't have it today, and he was an awesome pitcher who due to command issues and the Gatemen just taking advantage of it, a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, aggressive base running, were able to step on the Kettler's throats early, and really they didn't look back. They were anchored down by a solid bullpen as well. It was one of the more complete games we've seen from the Gatemen this year.
Yeah, I think that in the games that come to mind for me in terms of complete and really great games for the Gatemen, that one and then the 9-2 win over Chatham a couple of nights ago at Veterans Field. Everything was going right on both sides. Even that 12-4 win, that 17-4 win, the 12-4 win over Chatham on opening day, and then the 17-4 domination of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks a couple of weeks ago. Those I don't think were complete. I don't think the pitching was exactly where it needed to be in those games in terms of a complete product. But yesterday, between Will Proctor, Jared Horn, and Cordy Carroll yesterday, the pitching was where it needed to be, and then the bats were exactly where they needed to be as well. 10 hits and 8 runs with only 8 left on base for the Gatemen yesterday, and pretty much everybody had a good day. We talked about Austin Shenton and Sahid Valenzuela, but how about Pavin Parks? 2 doubles and 3 RBIs for Pavin Parks yesterday. He had a great game. The bullpen was fantastic, and I really want to touch on how impressed I was by Cody Carroll yesterday. Came in to close out the game, wasn't in a save situation. It wasn't high leverage. It wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't anything really all that tough, but he came in, he threw strikes, and he struck out 2 in the 9th inning. Struck out 2 really good hitters in Thomas Dillard and Brady Smith to end that game. Dillard coming into the game as one of the best hitters on the Cotuit team. Brady Smith had been hot over the last 2 days, an RBI in each of those games against Cotuit, and Cody Carroll came in and showed himself to be a competent and great piece at the back end of the bullpen for the Gatemen, which has really been the bane of the Gatemen's existence this season, is the fact that they get out to these leads and they get out in front and all that kind of stuff, and then things kind of fall apart when you bring in the back half of the bullpen. And Cody Carroll was really great yesterday for Wareham. Got those 2 strikeouts. The slider was electric as ever. I was very impressed with the effort yesterday from the Gatemen.
Yeah, a lot of blowout wins for the Gatemen. Not too many blowout losses, but close wins and close losses, and those honestly have been dictated by the bullpen. When the Gatemen run into a good pitching or a good start and just good pitching in general, they struggle a little bit. It just kind of comes up to the bullpen because the offense, when they don't get going early, they have a hard time scoring runs late. I think the 6-5 game, the loss at Spillane Field to YD comes to mind in that respect. Even the game that the Gatemen won 4-3 against Hyannis a couple of weeks ago, bullpen made that one a little more exciting than it had to be, and obviously freshest in everyone's memories was the meltdown against Falmouth, one that saw normally solid, I don't want to say closer, but he had sort of become the prototypical closer for the Gatemen, Zach Hart. He had touted himself as one of the better relievers, one of the better shorting specialists on this Gatemen staff, and he had a tough go at it, but between Ryan Stoudemire, who I would imagine we see either today or tomorrow in a short inning relief situation, and my apologies. And Cody Carroll as well, who, like you said, impressed a lot. Jared Horn, a big piece out of the bullpen. Easton Lucas, another long relief guy. But it's been good to see a little bit more of consistency, is the word I was looking for, from the Gatemen bullpen as well. Commodores take the field here. Defensive alignments for them. Cam Stewart took you through them. We're going to take you through them one more time if you're just joining us. From left to right, Will Brennan, in the outfield, Will Brennan, Austin Langworthy, and Matt Wallner. And then from left to right in the infield, Cam Cannon at third base, Logan Davidson at short, Edward Julian out of Auburn at second base, and at first base, Kyle Stowers, last week's Cape Cod League Offensive Player of the Week. He had 2 RBIs in the loss to YD 4-2 that the Falmouth Commodores
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant.
Yesterday, YD red hot, solidify themselves the best team in the East, one of, if not the best teams in the Cape. They keep on winning at a really consistent rate, even though the Gatemen do have one more win than them at 17. The YD Red Sox, their offense is potent. They led the league with 9 All-Stars being named to the team this year. We talked about how the Gatemen had 6. Falmouth also with 6. Those 2 teams the most in the West. But YD, a lot of talent on that ball club. Obviously, the Andrew Dashbox and the Quinn Cottons of the world come to mind for them. They anchored down that 3-4 in a very potent YD offense. But the offense has been a bit of a different story here for Falmouth. They come in today with a league worst 218 batting average as a team, but their ERA is the second best in the league at 3.44. And a guy who has contributed to that, at least in a small amount, as this is only his second start, is the guy on the bump right now, Tyler Dyson, out of Florida. Talk about him. He had 5 innings of work in a 3-2 loss to Bourne on July 8th. 2 hits, 2 earned runs, but the 3 strikeouts were good as well, but the 4 walks ended up doing him in a game where really his offense didn't back him up. Falmouth does not get a lot of offensive support, as we kind of touched on. But the Gatemen, a team that are known to give their pitchers oftentimes big cushions. And Isaac Collins, who had a silent day at the plate yesterday, despite leading the game off with a walk and scoring, did go 0 for 4 the rest of his AB, so he's trying to bounce back, but still his batting average up at a very respectable .323 coming into the day today. First pitch coming up here from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field, home of the Falmouth Commodores. They're hanging on to that third place spot in the West Division, just on run differential. Strike at the corner, strike on the low inside corner, delivered to Collins. He bats from the left side, the switch hitter from Creighton. 6:02 your first pitch time, just a couple minutes after scheduled start time here from Falmouth. Second pitch tipped into the glove. The only guy I didn't name, Maverick Handley, out of Stanford. He is doing the catching duties today for Falmouth. 0-2 quickly here to Isaac Collins. From the windup, here comes Dyson. Just away. Collins with a good take on 0-2. Still in the driver's seat, though, is Dyson. 1-2 to the Creighton Blue Jay, the right fielder today for Wareham. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Collins goes down swinging, fourth strikeout of the season for Dyson. One away here in the first.
It's a good pitch from Dyson. Fastball away. Now Isaac Collins telling Sahid Valenzuela, this is what you need to look out for, and that's the benefit of being the leadoff guy. Even if you do go down, you've got guys behind you that really hit the ball well, and Sahid Valenzuela and Austin Shenton, two of the all-stars on this Gatemen team. And now that Collins has seen Dyson and seen his stuff, at least a couple of pitches of it at the very least, now he can tell everybody else what they need to watch out for.
Yeah, and these two guys right here, Valenzuela and Shenton, apart from being all-stars, they are such good 2-3 hitters because they're students of the game. They get better at bat to at bat, but even watching Collins at the plate, on deck you want to look at the pitcher, get your timing right, but also check out his pitch sequence, like you alluded to, JD. And so even if Collins doesn't have a productive at-bat,
the Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees.
Step up, learn from maybe what Collins was. As the leadoff guy, you are doing a bit of guessing. You're doing more guessing than anyone, as you're seeing Dyson in game form for the first time today anyway. Now he misses outside, 1-1. 2-0, excuse me. Valenzuela again with the bright red bat. I thought that one was just an anomaly for Redshirt Fridays, but I guess not. Swinging a hot bat literally. He did have 3 hits yesterday along with Shenton on deck. 3-hit day for him. So if the lumber's working for you, why not? Previous pitch missed upstairs, so Valenzuela 3-0. My bet is taken all the way here. And he does, but a fastball right down the middle sends it to 3-1. Next 3 guys in the lineup for the Gatemen, all all-stars as we mentioned. Now he catches the outside corner as well, strike 2. Valenzuela out of Cal State Fullerton was riding a 1 for 10 before his explosion offensively last night. Reaches out and gets that one, but right into the glove of a diving Cameron Cannon at third base. Not much you can do about that one. Good piece of 2-strike hitting from Valenzuela, but a good defensive effort by Falmouth negates it 2 away.
Called the hot corner for a reason. Well hit ball from Sahid Valenzuela. Quick reactions from Cameron Cannon. Had to move to his left. Luckily he was moving glove side, made it a little bit better. Made it a little bit easier for him to make that play.
Now Shenton is the batter with 2 away, and the bases are empty. Take strike 1. This is what I talked about. Our Ian Vicero overheard Collins, he's going into the dugout telling the rest of the lineup, hey, his fastball, it's got a little cut, it's got a little bite to it. Now strike 2 on the outside corner. So he's gone with a couple straight fastballs. We haven't seen Dyson's breaking stuff really today on display in full force. We'll see if we get it here on 0-2. Goes the fastball again and gets a swing and a miss right into the glove of Handley behind the plate, and the Gatemen go down 1-2-3. To the bottom of the first we go from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Scoreless in Falmouth. We'll be right back.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier two-year maritime college.
Welcome back to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Here from Falmouth, 0-0 is your score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Cade Cavalli takes the hill for the fourth time this year, his third start of the year for the Wareham Gatemen. He's been solid in his last couple starts. No earned runs given up in the 10-4 blowout against YD. Well, YD came to town in that 6-5 loss that we talked about briefly on the pregame show. 2 runs, only one of them earned. The bullpen fell apart just a little bit. But Cavalli with 9 strikeouts in 8 innings, but the 9 walks have provided a little more trouble than maybe he bargained for. All the numbers in order for him: a 200 opponent batting average, a 338 ERA, solid, but those walks contributing to a 188 whip coming into the start today. The other end of his battery, Gian Martellini out of Boston College. In a lineup that was usually, early on in the year, all rising juniors. 3 rising seniors in the starting lineup today. Martellini, Jacob Goldfarb, who's out in right field today, with Skylar Hunter getting an off day, pushing Jeremy Idens into center field. Goldfarb in left field, experiencing a career renaissance since coming over from Katuitt. Was cut after the Gatemen defeated them on their own turf 8-1 on July 3rd. Promptly picked up by Wareham and has been swinging the bat really, really well for the Gatemen. The other junior, of course, Pavin Parks, who's in the designated hitter spot today. Shenton getting the start at third. Parks, we mentioned, a really good day at the plate for him, looking to continue some offensive success. And even the guy on the mound today, breaking out of a little mini slump, 0-for-3 with 3 strikeouts coming into the game yesterday, but had a base knock in yesterday's 8-2 win over the Katuitt Kettleers. Katuitt, the only team in the West below 500. Falmouth also under 500, but a point ahead of Katuitt with a tie. Pushes them ahead. Bit of a log jam in a very good West Division, as Harwich, Orleans, and Brewster just can't seem to figure it out. They keep plummeting in the East. First pitch shot foul right over our heads. Cavalli will face Wallner, Handley, and Langworthy. 1-2-3 for the Falmouth Commodores. Cavalli takes a deep breath. From the windup, he deals. A 1 pitch skied into left field, hooking foul. But Goldfarb's got a beat on it. He makes the catch right on the left field foul line for out number 1.
Now batting the catcher from Stanford.
Even though it's just the first batter of the game, I think that's a big out. Matt Wallner is one of the best hitters on this Falmouth team. Hit .351 this season with Southern Miss, first team All-Conference USA. He's an absolute animal. 13 doubles, 16 home runs for the Golden Eagles this season. So he is a guy that is going to be trouble. Hasn't been quite trouble in the Cape League yet this season, but will be moving forward.
Yeah, but guys with numbers like that, usually it's only a matter of time until they break out of whatever slump they are in. Strike 1 delivered right down Broadway to Maverick Handley, one of 2 Stanford Cardinal in this lineup. I went in the dirt. Would you say Cardinal or Cardinals?
Cardinal.
Cardinal? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Cardinals.
It is, yeah.
It's
Right.
the Cardinal. It's like the color.
Exactly.
Like Syracuse Orange, it's the Stanford Cardinal.
I wouldn't say 5 Syracuse Oranges taking the basketball court.
You would not say oranges. That's correct.
That's good. Swing and a miss. Fastball, letters high. Got him to swing right through it. 1-2. Langworthy waits on deck, also swinging a pretty hot bat as well. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Cavalli blows a fastball right by him for out number 2. Bases empty, 2 away for Langworthy.
From Florida, number 7, Austin Langworthy.
Fastball's been working nicely for Cavalli so far. He's locating it well. Just finished up his freshman year out of Oklahoma. We talked about his struggles at the plate, but he is on pace to become the Friday guy for a very good Oklahoma baseball program in a tough Big 12 conference. First pitch, rip and a miss, one with the fastball again, 0-1. Defensive alignment for the Gatemen, left to right in the outfield, Jacob Goldfarb, Jeremy Idens, and Isaac Collins. Left to right in the infield, will give you in a second. 0-1, first breaking ball. That one is skied into deep right field. Collins looking up. He's back to the wall, and he'll watch it go. 0-1 pitch hammered over the right field fence here at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Langworthy continues a hot streak and gives the Commodores a 1-0 lead in the first inning. Went with the breaking ball, lifted up and in, and Langworthy did not miss. Florida Gator gives his Florida teammate Dyson a 1-0 cushion on the bump. Base is still empty, still 2 down here for Kyle Stowers. Another tough bat in this Falmouth lineup. From the windup, fastball misses up and in. In the dirt. 2-0 to Stowers, best batting average on this Falmouth team, .342 coming into today. Although Langworthy batting just a .170, that was his 3rd home run of the year. Has been hitting a little better as of late, trying to break over the Mendoza line. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball chopped over into the on-deck circle, almost hit David Sims. 1-0 Commodores on the Austin Langworthy solo shot. Just to the right of the scoreboard, the football scoreboard. That one, strike on the outside corner. Good bounce back pitch there. 2-2. Cavalli is 1 strike away from getting out of the inning, hoping his offense can back him up. When we flip it over to the top of the second. The 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2. Rest of that defensive alignment I promised you. Austin Shenton at third, Sahid Valenzuela at short, Oliver Dunn getting to start today at second base, and Luke Roscom at first. Gian Martellini, as we mentioned, behind the dish today for Wareham. Couple of affirming nods for Martellini. And Cavalli ready with the 2-2. That one skied foul over the press box. We'll do it again. Excuse me, that was the full count offering, so the count will remain full. Stowers, one of now 3 Falmouth Commodores with 3 home runs apiece. Sims, the man on deck, another one with 3 big flies on the year. Cavalli set, exhales, and delivers. Skied foul again. We'll do it one more time. Count remains full. Breaking balls Cavalli has thrown have not had a ton of bite. He's been sticking mainly fastball here through 1 against Falmouth. Shakes off the sign, shakes off another, nods, but we'll have to wait a little bit as Stowers calls time. The 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball there, rung him up, chucked the bat over towards his dugout. Did Kyle Stowers. He was ready to go to first. Home plate umpire said not so fast. Cade Cavalli registers his 2nd strikeout of the day to retire the side, but not before Falmouth strikes first. Austin Langworthy goes deep to give them a 1-0 lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those other gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and the price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment. Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
at Gov Fuller Field. Enrique DeMore and J.D. Rocha bringing you the action from Falmouth. 1-0 Commodores. Austin Langworthy connected for a solo shot and gave his team a 1-0 lead. But the heart of the order. Gatemen, All-Star Jeremy Idens, followed by Paven Parks and Gian Martellini, 4-5-6 for the Gatemen. Idens playing center field today with Skylar Hunter getting the day off, as we'd mentioned. Idens with his recent hot streak. Started it in the leadoff spot, but in the 4-hole has really come into his own. Was hitless in the 2-2 tie against Cotuit, but has registered a base knock in 10 of his last 11 games, counting that 2-2 tie. Raised that batting average all the way up to 329. Takes ball one, and then takes strike one. Count evens on the UCLA Bruin. And the Kent State Golden Flash waiting on deck. Boston College Eagle in the hole in Martellini. 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. From the windup, the 2-1. Swinging a drive foul, 2-2. Tyler Dyson in his second start for Falmouth. 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 5 innings of work in a 3-2 loss against Bourne back on July 8th. From the windup, the 2-2. Swinging a chop left side. Right into the glove of Logan Davidson. Across the diamond goes the Clemson Tiger, and that is 4 straight retired by Falmouth pitching.
Now batting the designated hitter from Kent State, number 16, Paven Parks.
Paven Parks the batter after the 6-3 put out. For those of you keeping score at home, Martellini waits on deck. Martellini also a late sub in yesterday's ballgame after Drew Millis left with an injury with just a batter to go. Really unfortunate situation for the Missouri Bear. That one upstairs, 1-0. Took a foul ball off the bat of, I believe it was Peyton Burdick. No, it was Thomas Dillard. He fouled it down. And that one broken bat, chopped. Wow, what a grab by Stowers over to first. Where we're covering is Tyler Dyson. Chaotic play. A bat was sent flying, took a funny hop off the lip. But really good composure shown by Kyle Stowers out of Stanford and got over there to his pitcher, Tyler Dyson, who was covering a wild 1-3 put out, 2 away here in the second.
That's not an easy play for Stowers at first, even if the ball doesn't take a big hop, but it takes a big hop off the lip of the grass. Had to leap out and catch it and make sure he wasn't going to get hit with a bat out of the hands of Paven Parks. That's the second game in a row now that we've seen a bat go flying. One out of the hands of Paven Parks and one out of the hands of, a Cotuit Kettleer last night.
Ball one low and away to Martellini.
Last night a little bit more dangerous, though.
Yeah. Well,
almost hit a couple of fans as it flew over the chain-link fence at Spillane Field, but everybody was okay.
A 1 shot straight back, 0-2. Martellini just his 9th game. Really his 7th, as he's come on late as a defensive replacement. Not registered any at-bats, so offensively, game number 7 for the Boston College Eagle. Hitting a solid 263. 2 for 4 in the 2-2 tie against Cotuit. Probably the highlight of his year, though. Hitting a solo shot on July 3rd against his former Kettleer team. That one outside again, 2-2. Along with the home run, has 2 doubles to go with 3 RBIs on the year for Martellini. 2-2 fastball, rung him up on the outside corner. Tough one to go down on for Martellini. That is how the side is retired in the second. Tyler Dyson looking so far so good for Falmouth, keeping up that really good pitching record for the Falmouth Commodores. We're going to send it over to our Merry Orders here in a bit, who is getting to talk to right now Ryan Kreidler, usually a Gatemen shortstop, a fellow UCLA Bruin, who's watching 2 of his fellow teammates at UCLA go to the All-Star game. Mary,
What do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. So, Ryan, two of your UCLA teammates, Ryan Garcia and Jeremy Idens, just got selected to the All-Star team. What does that mean for them and also for the UCLA program?
It means a lot. You know, those guys are like great players. It's a blast playing with them this summer, and they definitely earned it. And I'm super excited for them, and it definitely shows well on our program. You know, there's a bunch of UCLA guys out here, and it's really exciting that they both made it. So we're proud of them.
And with only 2 weeks left in the regular season, how crucial are these last games for the team and for your own development?
They're huge. You know, you definitely want to make, you know, a run at the championship here, and that the only way that happens is if we keep improving, you know, on the individual level and as a team. So just going off what Don says, you know, just keep getting better every day, and then we'll see where we end up at the end of the year.
Ryan, thanks so much. Guys, back to you.
All right. Ryan as well. Pretty cool for him seeing Ryan Garcia and Jeremy Idens go off to the All-Star game here at the Cape, a really prestigious honor. Obviously, anywhere you go in Summer League, but at the premier one in the country, an equally awesome opportunity, perhaps more so. And we see Drew Millis out there taking warm-up tosses from Cade Cavalli, so that's good to see. Missouri State Bear seems to be doing okay. He's walking well. Took like I said, a gruesome shot to the groin yesterday at Spillane Field, but up and running, tough kid, not surprising. Martellini and Cavalli get set to go, though. Here in the bottom of the second for Falmouth, it is 5'6'7", Davis Sims, Logan Davidson, and Cameron Cannon. 1-0 Falmouth is in the bottom of the first inning. A solo shot by Austin Langworthy out of Florida. Today's center fielder for Falmouth made it 1-0, took one over the right field wall. Otherwise, Cavalli has been immaculate. Took a little something off it. Falls in there. Just missed up and into the right-hander Sims. One-0, shot straight back, 1-1. One and one to Sims. Redshirt sophomore, originally from Kentucky. He's going to send a ground ball to left side. Shenton off his glove, scooping it up. Valenzuela across the diamond. Tough throw. Safe by a hair. Luke Roscom did everything he could. Valenzuela almost with an epic pickup. That one was sharply hit. Shenton dove to his left. Bounced off his glove. Valenzuela, they're backing him up. Rifled it across the diamond, but not in time. That'll surely be scored a base hit. Nothing to really get upset at the Gatemen defense for. So second base hit of the ball game. Leadoff man aboard for Falmouth. Logan Davis.
Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect.
First a pickoff attempt over to first base to keep Sims honest. Davidson batting just $183. Lefty against righty. Shoots that one into the chain link fence behind the dish. 0-1. Hitless in his last 8 at-bats with 6 strikeouts. Riding a bit of a slump, trying to break out of it here. Cavalli trying to keep that slump going for him. Breaking ball misses just outside. Not a clean glove by Martellini, but manages to keep it in front of him. He's going to call time and talk to his pitcher.
This is a good decision here from Gian Martellini to come out and talk with Cade Cavalli. Home run in the last inning for Austin Langworthy. Now a couple of hard hit balls here in the third. He's dealing with a really good hitter in Logan Davidson. The shortstop at Clemson, as you mentioned. Honestly surprised he's this low in the lineup at the 6th hole. He is a big guy, though, with a good amount of power, especially for the shortstop position. Participated in the College World Series Home Run Derby a couple of weekends ago, along with Parker Phillips, Thomas Dillard.
Fastball misses low, 2-1.
And he's really not your prototypical infielder. Hits from both sides of the plate. Big guy, over 6'3". Long, lanky, but pretty strong build. Typically see middle infielders a little smaller.
You typically do. I mean, Bryson Staub was a guy that we saw for Wareham. 6'2", lanky kid, but a heck of a shortstop from UNLV. Played for Wareham for a few games this summer. And he even talked about how it was a bit of an experience growing into his body, as he was sub 5 foot before his senior year of high school, and all of a sudden he exploded past that 6 foot plateau, wanted to keep playing shortstop. Another pickoff attempt over to first. And in that interview, I want to plug our videographer Dan Longton and his work. His first episode of what will be a multi-part series, Gate Takes, got to talk to Bryson Stott, as well as his Team USA and Wareham Gatemen teammate, Andrew Vaughn. That was myself and our beat writer, Ian Becerra. That one's on YouTube. Has been for a couple days now. You should definitely check it out. That one shot foul over the third base bleachers. 3-2 now is the count. Full count offering coming up to Davidson. Originally out of Charlotte, North Carolina, staying 6'3", 190. 3-2 pitch, got him on strikes, cut right through a fastball. Gian Martellini likes it, and so does Cade Cavalli. Third one of the day for him. High strikeout numbers so far, despite allowing the 2 hits. Now with 1 away and a man on first, here comes Cameron Cannon, team leader in RBIs with 16 of them. Despite the batting average maybe not being exactly where he wants it to be, 216, but he's a guy that has come up in clutch situations for Falmouth, and boy has he delivered. Better than anyone else on this Falmouth team. One on, one away, 1-0 Falmouth. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Took something off it, missed low. 1-0.
Big part of the reason he's got 16 on the year. It's 6 in one game a couple of weeks ago. It was just last week. Day before the Gatemen and the Commodores faced off.
Luckily they didn't catch him on that day.
He had 6 RBIs against Cotuit in a 17-7 win over the Cotuit Kettleers for the Falmouth Commodores out right here at Artie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Had a great season this year at Arizona as well. He is really a special hitter.
Rips and misses at that one, but gets out of the glove of Martellini. He's going to roll to the backstop, over to second is Davis Sims. Runner in scoring position for the RBI machine out of Arizona. 5'10", 196, playing third today for the Falmouth Commodores. Saw him a little bit last summer in the Northwoods League. Played for the Lacrosse Loggers, batted .276, 10 doubles, 2 home runs, 19 RBIs. Stole 4 bases as well. Was drafted in 2016, coming out of high school, but opted to up his draft stock in a very good Pac-12 conference with the Arizona Wildcats. Two-one man on second. Oliver Dunn holding him on. He retreats as Cavalli goes forward. That one chopped foul down the third base line. 2-2. On deck, Edward Julien, originally out of Quebec, Canada. Playing his ball over at Auburn, though. Will Brennan rounds out the lineup. For these Falmouth Commodores, they have a 1-0 lead over the visiting Wareham Gatemen. We're in the second inning. That one shot high and deep into right field. Isaac Collins going back on it, still going back, reaches up and makes the catch. Out number 2 recorded, but over to third on the tag is Davis Sims.
Now batting the second baseman from Auburn, number 43, Edward Julien.
Another one that was absolutely roped by a left-handed bat. Cannon got a piece of it, but Collins out there in right field had a really good beat on it. He's been steady as they come and even has flashed the leather very impressively a couple of times in right field. It's a good thing, too, with the bevy of middle infielders that the Gatemen have. That one way upstairs, 1-0. Collins with his bat needed to show that he could play somewhere else. With Valenzuela and Kreidler usually clogging up the middle infield for Wareham. He's produced at the plate. It's like the old adage, if you can hit, they're going to find a place for you in the lineup. And with the production that Collins has shown as of late, despite an over 3 day yesterday, he's been one of the hottest hitters on the Cape. So they stick him in right field to try to keep the bat going at the top of the order now for Wareham. That one low, 2-0, 2 down, runner on third for Falmouth. They lead it 1-0 on the Langworthy solo home run out to right field back in the first. Cavalli, deep breath from the stretch, the 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0.
It's the second time he's missed up and in to Edward Julian. He's been throwing the fastball well all day. That's been his bread and butter. It always is, but the fastball command has been really great except for the home run and then that well-hit ball from Davis Sims. He's got 3 strikeouts, so he's just got to settle in here.
3-0 pitch, low. A 4-pitch walk puts runners at the corners. Edward Julian, probably the guy you wanted to get out as he is batting, like I said, just a $183, but instead he's aboard for Will Brennan. Will Brennan out of Kansas State, 214 batting average on the year. Originally from Stillwell, Kansas. Didn't have to travel far to play his D1 ball. Also from the Big 12. And also a Wildcat. How many Wildcats do you think there are in D1? I count 5. Arizona, Kansas State, Kentucky, Northwestern. There's one more that I know I'm not thinking of.
Trying to think. Washington State's the Cougars.
They're the Cougars.
There's definitely a bunch. Wildcats is one of the more common names, along with the likes of Bears. A lot of Bears in Division I.
Bulldogs.
Yep.
That one low, 1-0.
And it also depends on Division I. We're talking Division I baseball, because there's a whole heck of a lot more Division I baseball teams than there are Division I football or basketball teams.
And that's a fair point. I think close to 300 Division I baseball teams. We'll keep thinking on that. I'll get you the answers soon. Breaking ball. Catches the letters. Bit of a late call from the home plate umpire. I got a little presumptuous. My apologies. Evens the count at 1-1. Commodores do have runners at the corners. Davis Sims with a leadoff single. Into the infield. On the left side for Wareham, and then Edward Julian. He walked to put himself at first, 1-2. Well, with that high fastball again. And like you said, JD, as well as Cavalli has been throwing that fastball, he's had most success with it. He's able to keep it knee level. He's either missed low or gotten it about letters and missed high. Command has either been really good or not so good for Cavalli, but like you said, with the 3 strikeouts, clearly he's on it today. He's got to find a little more consistency. That one right down the middle. Struck out Will Brennan looking. He couldn't believe it, but that's the 4th of the day for Cade Cavalli. Despite stranding runners at the corners, the Gatemen do escape the inning unscathed. Here we go to the top of the 3rd inning from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. 1-0 Commodores on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company is the world's largest cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more. Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. You can customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org.
Welcome back to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. 1-0 the Gatemen trail the Falmouth Commodores here in the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be Luke Roscom to lead it off against the right-hander Tyler Dyson out of Florida. Gatemen have been unable to touch him thus far. Nobody has gotten on base for the Gatemen. 3 innings for Wareham against the right-hander Dyson. He's got 3 strikeouts on the day as well. Luke Roscom, the left-handed hitting first baseman today for the Gatemen. He's had an up-and-down season, but has been much, much better of late. The on-base percentage has been there all year, but now the batting average is starting to creep up. First pitch from Dyson to Roscom, hard fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
And Dyson doesn't have a traditional arm slot. He really leans down and gets into his step. You see there as that one misses outside. Really sinks down into it, goes kind of 3/4. Arm slot goes a little more outside that right hand. But he really leans into it, puts his whole body behind his fastball. And like you said, it's a hard block of cheese, if you will.
1-1 pitch out of the full windup. Breaking ball in there for a called strike on the inside corner. Quickly 1-2 to Roscom. It's hitting .250 this season, but the on-base percentage is at .400 on the year. He walked in his only plate appearance yesterday. 1-2, waved on and missed. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Strikeout number 4 today for Tyler Dyson. There's one gone in the third for Jacob Goldfarb.
Fastball has been good for Dyson. Both pitchers with 4 strikeouts today. The Gatemen, like I said, haven't had much success first time around the lineup. Jacob Goldfarb back in the lineup today for Wareham. Again, swinging that red bat. Seen a couple of those today.
First pitch to him. Lefty out of Oregon. Takes a breaking ball outside. 1-0. Goldfarb, the former Cotuit Kettleer, now with the Gatemen. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, tipped into the chest protector of Maverick Handley behind home plate. A ball and a strike now to Goldfarb. Goldfarb out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Didn't play yesterday, but in his appearances in the Cotuit tie back on Sunday, 1-1 pitch outside. I should say on Friday. Sunday coming up tomorrow. My apologies. Went 0 for 2 with a walk in that game. 2-1. Inside on a fastball. 3 balls and a strike. Goldfarb has done an excellent job this season with the Gatemen. He's hitting .286, but the on-base percentage is at .615. Almost 400 points higher. 3-1. Outside, fastball missed the outer half. Jacob Goldfarb on with a walk. The first base runner of the day for the Gatemen, and there's 1 on and 1 out for Oliver Dunn.
That on-base percentage continuing to climb. I think that one, it is skyrocketed by that 9-2 win against Chatham, where he went 1 for 1 with a double, but then was hit by a pitch and reached base 3 times via the walk. But hey, you get on base, you're gonna have some sort of value, and Goldfarb has been anchoring down that 8 spot. Switching in and out with guys like Skylar Hunter and Oliver Dunn in the bottom of the lineup as well.
First pitch out of the stretch for Dyson. Fastball on the inside corner, called strike to Oliver Dunn. 0.79 this season in 19 games for Dunn, but the OBP's at 239, so another guy that, although maybe the hitting numbers aren't there, he does reach base a lot when he plays. 0-1, misses inside, throw down to first base, but back in headlong is Jacob Goldfarb.
Goldfarb, a pretty hefty secondary lead there. Big kid out of Oregon. He dove back headlong, like he said. Got to be ready for that because Maverick Handley behind the dish, clearly watching out for everyone, even the 8-hole left fielder.
Tyler Dyson comes set from the first base side of the rubber, looks in for the sign, the 1-1 pitch. Runners off with the pitch, skied into center field, right at the center fielder, Austin Langworthy. Jacob Goldfarb is going to have to race back toward the bag and barely get in ahead of the throw. So the hit and run was on for Oliver Dunn. He lines out to center field. Jacob Goldfarb barely back to the bag in time. So just 2 outs with a runner on for Isaac Collins.
Yeah, Dunn hit it well, but like you said, with that hit and run, I mean, your objective is put the ball on the ground no matter what happens. I mean, yeah, you got to put it in play, but in Goldfarb, you can see he had his head immediately down when he took off. He's trusting that Dunn was going to do his job perfectly, and Dunn, he hit it honestly pretty well. It was hit on the screws, but just right at over there in center field, Langworthy. When he looked up at the last second, was able to find out that the ball was in center, turned around, hightailed it back to first. No harm, no foul.
First pitch to Isaac Collins. Breaking ball in there for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Second time he's faced Dyson today. The first time struck out to lead off the game back in the first inning. Switch hitter batting left, takes a deep breath as he steps into the batter's box. Waves a black bat over the plate a couple of times, now brings it on his shoulder. Dyson's 0-1 pitch outside. A ball and a strike to Collins, the Creighton Blue Jay. Coming into this game, hitting .316 on the season. One of the guys we probably expected really to be an all-star. Felt like maybe a bit of a snub. Maybe they just couldn't find a spot for him definitively, but Very interesting that somebody hitting .316 with a .409 on base is not an all-star. 1-1 up and away, 2-1.
And just to play devil's advocate, I think just maybe the only reasons he wasn't named to that all-star team is because the start of the year was kind of rough for him. He was in and out of the lineup spot, or in and out of the lineup. The other Gateman, even though Valenzuela's only been here a short amount of time, he's been in the lineup consistently and he's produced consistently. The sputtering start that Collins got off to probably didn't help him out, but like you said, since he's been in the lineup consistently, he's been one of the best players in the Cape.
2 balls and a strike, fouled off, back and left over us. Even count, 2-2 now to Isaac Collins. 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Jacob Goldfarb, the first base run of the day for the Gatemen on at first. He's being held on there by Kyle Stowers. Two and two, Dyson checks at first. Brings the black glove, Chestnut now throws back over. High throw, back in headlong, Goldfarb. Stowers had to reach up to grab it, but did pull it down. No harm, no foul. Zahid Valenzuela, the switch-hitting shortstop out of Cal State Fullerton, is on deck. 2-2 the count. Black glove tucked into the hip of Dyson. Now brings it to his chest. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, back and left over the press box. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Collins doing a good job of fighting here. Gatemen still trail it 1-0. Trying to get the offense going here in the top of the third inning. Dyson has been pretty much untouchable in this game. Another short lead for Goldfarb. Dyson playing with the glove on the mound. Comes set, the 2-2. Runner goes, misses inside, throw down to second base. The throw is there. No indication from the umpire, but apparently it was an out. The third base umpire made zero indication. Oh, they strikeout to Isaac Collins. We didn't see an indication from either umpire, so strikeout of Isaac Collins, 5th of the day for Tyler Dyson. So the stolen base caught stealing won't matter for Jacob Goldfarb. Gatemen get one on, but leave him there. We're headed to the bottom of the third inning. Still a 1-0 lead for the Falmouth Commodores here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth.
Back here in Falmouth on the Gatemen Baseball Network, I'm your host for today, Cameron Stewart, looking at our first look around the Cape League tonight. The matchup of the last place Brewster Whitecaps and the first place YD Red Sox sees the East leaders ahead 3-0 in the top of the 6th inning at Red Wilson. Noah Campbell has kept up his torrid pace with a solo homer, and David Hamilton with an RBI triple for the Red Sox in that one. Chatham all over Harwich at White House Field 6-1 in the third inning. 3 runs in both the second and the third for the Anglers, doing their damage the second time through the order. And finally, a back-and-forth affair going on at McKeon Park in Hyannis as the Katuitt Kettleers lead the Harbor Hawks 4-3 in the top of the second after each team traded 3 first-inning runs, home runs for Zach Bierman and Will Robertson in that one. That's our look for all our games going on around the league right now. Now back to J.D. Rachi and Henrique DeMore.
Thank you very much, Cam. First pitch from Cade Cavalli to Matt Wallner is up and away for a ball. 1-0, and to recap the end of that odd inning at the end of the top of the third, Isaac Collins struck out at the plate while Jacob Goldfarb was attempting to steal. 1-0 sprayed foul down the right field line. A ball and a strike to Wallner. So the strikeout goes to Isaac Collins. No caught stealing for Jacob Goldfarb, although it did look like he was out there as well. So either way, we would have had the third out of the inning. It was just a little bit of confusion between me and the home plate umpires. The 1-1 from the right-hander. Misses down and in. 2 balls and a strike on a breaking ball. Now Jim Lawler is going to go out and have a chat with Cade Cavalli on the mound.
He's out there to discuss strategy. You can discuss investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. Cavalli has just been the command today. We talked about how he does have the 9 strikeouts in his 8 innings of work, but he's got an equal number of walks. That's not where you want to be as far as the walk-to-strikeout ratio. So we've also seen the strikeout stuff has been there from Cavalli. So Lawler offering some encouraging words, but unfortunately it looks like that might be the end of the day for the freshman from Oklahoma.
And it will be. So 2 pitches across in the inning for Cade Cavalli, and that will do it for the Oklahoma Sooner. Freshman off the mound, now a junior into the game. Right-hander Derek West out of pit. Coming in when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Derek West, the right-hander out of the University of Pittsburgh, to the mound for the Gatemen, making his first official, quote-unquote, appearance of the season for the Gatemen. We have seen him pitch this season, but that was in the protested game that now has been wiped from the record books because the Gatemen will replay that protested game, or at least the last 3 innings of it, against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks coming up on Wednesday, before then going out to Brewster and playing the final game of the season versus the Brewster Whitecaps. So Derek West, no official stats this season, but he's 6'5", 245. A very over-the-top right-handed motion for Derek West, works exclusively out of the stretch, and he'll be going up against Matt Wallner here. He pitched pretty well in that game, though. Although he gave up a couple of runs, it really was an odd game for the Gatemen.
Yeah.
It kind of started with the protest, and then things kind of not even spiraled out of control, but things just got weird from there. He came to the plate in that game because of the protest, so it was not the most clean of appearances for Derek West the first time around.
No, it was a little bit odd, but we've seen that sometimes from these Gatemen pitchers. They come in middle of the year. Cape League as a whole is a pressure cooker. He was in there in a high leverage situation at that point. Wareham only losing by 1 to their West Division rivals, the Harbor Hawks. So looking to settle in a little more, and delivers a breaking ball upstairs. Gets a big swing and a miss from Matt Wallner, now 2-2.
Just finished up his junior season at Pitt out of Delland, Florida. It's also only the first time he's pitched in college was this season. 2-2. Fastball misses downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on a full count.
And that is doubly impressive because he was drafted this year in the 28th round by the Atlanta Braves, but opted to return to Pitt. Up his draft stock a little more.
3-2 fastball swung on, hit under the glove of the diving Oliver Dunn at second base and into right field for a single. So Matt Wallner on at first with a lead-off base knock. 1 on, nobody out for Maverick Handley.
And to continue on West, 2016 and 2017, he did not play a lick of baseball. So it was his redshirt freshman year that he just wrapped up. So despite a bevy of years in the NCAA, he's got some more eligibility to go. You know, you're younger than me as far as school years. I was born in 96, which is the year before me.
First pitch breaking ball to Maverick Henley in at the knees for a called strike on the inner half. 0-1.
That was a really nasty pitch. Had some east to west and some north to south movement. Broke away from the right-hander.
West working exclusively out of the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. His 0-1 pitch to Handley is flared foul down the right field line. Quickly 0-2. Hanley today 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first inning, the Stanford product. Kate Cavalli, despite going just 2 innings, had 4 Ks for the Gatemen. So it should be interesting to see what went into that decision. We'll try to figure that out as we move along here. 0-2 from West. Fastball dives out of the zone into the left-handed batter's box, 1-2. Not typical that you see a catcher batting in the 2-hole, but that's where Hanley is right now. A ball and 2 strikes to him. The pitch home from West, fouled into the hand. It looks like Gian Martellini, and it's on his wrist, and that is never the spot you want to get hit if you're a catcher, right on the throwing wrist. And we've already seen a wrist injury this season for somebody, and he looks like he is in quite a bit of pain.
Yeah, he flicked off the mask with his left forearm. He couldn't use either of his hand. He's got his right hand, like you said, right wrist in pain. Left arm nursing that. Both trainers out there to take a look at him. And if this goes south, we might see Drew Mills, who's just recovering from a tough injury of his own. He might be out there to take his place. Martellini, as he's getting pinched on the wrist, grimacing.
Looks like he's in some pain. The athletic trainer's out to check on him. We're going to take a break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'll be right back on the GBN.
One of the area's best restaurants is located. Offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent, or for live music every weekend, located on Route 105 in Marion.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Back at Gov Fuller Field, looks like Gian Martellini's all right for now. Derek West is going to throw a couple of warm-up tosses to him, but the athletic trainers are off the field. Don Sneddon just making sure that he is all right to go behind the plate. Pretty scary moment considering we've already seen Parker Phillips have to go home because of a wrist injury, but now Don Sneddon is going to saunter back to the dugout, and everything looks like it's good to go for Gian Martellini behind the plate. 1-2 the count from Derek West to Maverick Handley, the catcher from Stanford. Runner on at first is Matt Wallner after he reached on a single at the beginning of this inning to lead it off. West checks back at first base where the runner is being held on by Luke Roscom. The 1-2 pitch to Handley is swung on tip foul. Really had to reach down and try to dig a breaking ball out of the dirt. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Handley coming into this game, hitting .230 on the season in 17 games. Went 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored yesterday in the loss to YD. Ball and 2 strikes. The pitch home is swung on and roped into right field right at Isaac Collins. Took a little bit of a shift forward, then stepped back to make the catch. Well hit ball from Maverick Handley, but right at Collins in right field. There's one gone for Austin Langworthy.
That's a tough one to make. Line drives right in your face as an outfielder. You step in, you step back, you step in, you step back, and if you play poorly 9 times out of 10, it goes right over your head, and it's embarrassing for everyone involved. But Collins maintained his composure, played it nicely off an overcast sky here at Gov Fuller Field.
So one gone for Langworthy. First pitch to him is a fastball in the inside corner called strike. 0-1. Langworthy, the sole offense in terms of run production today for Falmouth. His solo homer back in the first inning against Cade Cavalli has the Commodores with a 1-0 lead. 0-1 the count, to pitch from the right-hander West. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Two-tone bat for Langworthy, the Florida Gator. Runner at first is Matt Wallner out of Southern Miss. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch swung on and popped up foul back and left. Will get out of play over the Gatemen dugout and into the trees behind us. Still 0-2 as West settles into the first base side of the rubber, tucks the black glove into his hip. Checks back at first base, now comes set at the letters. Shakes his head yes to the sign. The 0-2 upstairs, good snag by Gian Martellini. Was well over the head of Austin Langworthy. A ball and 2 strikes, but the runner at first is Wallner. One and 2 the count now. Westpeck checks back at first base. The pitch. In there, called strike 3 on the inside corner. A fastball from Derek West, his first strikeout of the day. And there's 2 gone now for Falmouth here in the 3rd inning.
That was a really, really good pitch from West, perfectly placed. Langworthy grimaced as he leaned back before he headed to the dugout with that strikeout, but a really good frame by Martellini as well. There's an art to framing, absolutely. It was just subtle enough to get the call from the home plate umpire. Really good stuff.
First pitch this time to Kyle Stowers, waved on and missed out in front of a changeup from West. 0-1 from the big right-hander to the big left-hander Stowers. That last strikeout brought to you by Lang XFRs and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Gatemen this season. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Shoham swung on and hit on the ground sharply right into the glove of Luke Roscom, but it's called foul. It actually got under Roscom's glove, and Stowers is distraught.
That was a very, very close call right there, as that one took a couple of hops, and I mean the last hop it took I think was inside the foul line. I didn't get a fantastic look at it, but it looked like eventually it kind of skipped over the bag and did head foul. Tough call, but a foul called here.
So the count is still 0-2. That one would have been trouble down the right field side. West comes set, now steps off as he checks back over at Wallner at first base where Luke Roscom's holding him on. A couple of Minnesota boys at the first base bag. Roscom out of Shaska, Minnesota. Wallner out of Forest Lake. 0-2 fastball fouled off back and left, and we'll still do it again at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 1-0 the Falmouth lead over the Gatemen here at Artie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Short lead for Wallner at first. West checks back there once. The 0-2 pitch home is swung on and popped up back and left. Still 0-2, so Stowers has fouled off 3 pitches in a row from the right-hander at Derek West. Short, compact stance with a long, tall gaze from Kyle Stowers. The 0-2. Fastball misses up and away. Ball and 2 strikes. Feet are very close together when Stowers starts his stance, but the knees are barely bent up there. Does expand it out a little bit more once the pitch comes in. 1-2 with 2 outs. Runner at first is Wallner. Kyle Stowers in the batter's box with Derek West on the mound. West peers out of the corner of his eye at first. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and popped up into shallow center field. Zahid Valenzuela and Jeremy Idens both coming in, and Idens dives and makes the catch. A tweener if I've ever seen one. Full extension from Jeremy Idens, and that retires the side in the 3rd. Falmouth strands one in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're headed to the top of the 4th. It's 1-0 Falmouth here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Established in 1877, TM Riders, a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts. TM Riders' goal is to find the best coverage at a fair rate for their customers, but they really value giving the best service they can provide. Visit the office on Thatcher's Row if you would like P&C insurance information, quotes, and policies.
The 2018 Cape League All-Star Game will be played at White House Field in Harwich Sunday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., gates open at 2. One highlight will be the Cumberland Farms home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Support the Gatemen in part by purchasing your ticket right now at the merchandise booth. Tickets are just $5.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Top of the fourth inning from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. 1-0, the Falmouth lead over the Wareham Gatemen. Sahid Valenzuela, the switch hitter batting left against Tyler Dyson, will lead it off in the fourth for the Gatemen. Valenzuela 0 for 1 today, lined out sharply to the third baseman Cameron Cannon on a bit of a diving stop in the last inning the last time up back in the first inning for the Gatemen. Still just one base runner on the day for Wareham. No hits against the right-hander Dyson. First pitch fastball in there on the inside corner, called strike, 0-1. Valenzuela, when he bats from the left side, an open stance. Not a lot of space between his feet. The 0-1 pitch. Checked his swing, but it's in there for a called strike anyways. 0-2 the count. Bright red bat for Valenzuela, white elbow protector on his right arm. Red tape with the Cal State Fullerton orange and blue batting gloves. 0-2. Fastball down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dyson with some Massachusetts connections. One of his cousins, a former first-round pick of the Boston Red Sox. 1-2. Waved on a miss. Gets away from the catcher momentarily handily, but he'll throw it back down to first base for the 2-3 putout. 6th strikeout of the day for the right-hander Dyson.
Now batting the third baseman from Florida International, number 12, Austin Shenton.
So now 1 gone in the top of the fourth inning for the Gatemen. Austin Shenton, who's also 0 for 1 today, strides into the batter's box, struck out swinging back in the first inning against Dyson. First pitch, fastball, just like Valenzuela, in there for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 from the right-hander Dyson misses up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Shenton. Coming into today, hitting .398 on the season, best average in the Cape League. 1-1. Swung on, hit back up the middle and into center field, base hit. First hit of the day for the Gatemen is an Austin Shenton single. It's very rare he goes a day without reaching base at least once. He does it here in the top of the fourth inning. So 1 on and 1 out for Jeremy Idens. Idens, the UCLA center fielder. He'll be an all-star starter just like Shenton. First pitch from Dyson. Breaking ball misses down and away, 1-0. Dyson out of Bradenton, Florida, Braden River High School. As we mentioned, his cousin Rick Asadorian, first-round pick of the Red Sox in 1999. And Asadorian is a local guy. Played at Northbridge. Second pitch misses outside. Two balls and no strikes to Jeremy Idens. Waves a tan bat over the plate twice. Dyson comes set on the mound. His 2-0 pitch. Waved on and missed. Good breaking ball in the outside corner. 2-1. Northbridge in Worcester County, back near where I'm from. Also our beat writer Ian Vicera from Worcester County. Played for the Worcester Tornadoes of the Can-Am League at one point in his career. 2-1, fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tornadoes later becoming down the line after a couple of seasons after the Can-Am League became defunct, and now playing in that same park, Hanover Insurance Park. The Worcester Bravehearts of the FCBL, another college summer league team, or summer league I should say. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Idens is swung on and rocketed into center field. Drifting over is Austin Langworthy, and he makes the catch, moving to his left for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So Idens flies out to center field. 2 down and 1 on for Pavin Parks. Parks, the DH out of Kent State, 0 for 1 today, bounced out to Kyle Stowers. Back in the 4th inning on a very odd play. Hit one to the right of Stowers. He had to range into the hole, make a leaping grab, and then flipped it to Dyson covering. And on that same play, Parks also lost control of the bat and flinged it down the right field line as he swung. First pitch to him this time around, called strike on the inside corner. Fastball at the knees, 0-1. Short lead for Austin Shenton at first. Kyle Stowers, the tall blondie, holding him on. No balls and a strike to count. Dyson comes set, his pitch home. Breaking ball outside, 1-1. Gian Martellini, the catcher out of Boston College, waits on deck. Had a bit of a scary moment in the last half inning when a ball got fouled off into his wrist, but he looks like he's all right. 1-1 the count. The pitch from the first base side of the rubber to Parks. Misses downstairs. Austin Shenton has to dive back in. Another snap throw from Maverick Hanley behind home plate. It's the second one we've seen today from Hanley. Both have been pretty close, but both have resulted in no outs for the Gatemen. So 2-1, 2 outs. Runner at first is Austin Shenton. Gatemen down 1-0. The pitch from the right-hander Dyson to Pavin Parks. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Right-hander Dyson peers over to first base, tucks a black glove into his hip as he rocks back and forth on the mound, waiting for the sign from Handley. Gets one he likes. Comes set, chest high, the 2-2 pitch. Swung on rope foul just out in front of a breaking ball. Pavin Parks, it gets out of play into the stands. Down the right field side. We'll do it again at 2-2. Short lead for Shenton at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. The pitch from Dyson. Swung on, hit back up the middle, but right into the glove of Dyson. He'll race it over to first base before flipping to Kyle Stowers covering at the bag, and that will do it for the 4th inning. Gatemen with their first hit of the day, a single for Austin Shenton, but he's stranded where he started. We head to the bottom of the 4th, Falmouth looking to add to a 1-0 lead when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
The Wareham Gatemen thank Reed Custom Soils for your support. Reed Custom Soils is New England's most experienced precision soil blenders and is trusted by over 300 golf courses throughout New England.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to the customer shines through in every aspect of their daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
Bottom of the 4th inning from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. A 1-0 lead for the Falmouth Commodores over the Wareham Gatemen. Derek West back to the mound for his second inning of work for Wareham. He will deal with 5, 6, 7 Davis Sims, Logan Davidson, and Cameron Cannon for the Commodores. Gatemen have been stifled offensively today after a great offensive showing against Cotuit last night. Tyler Dyson has been excellent on the mound for the Falmouth Commodores today. The offense has done just enough. The solo homer from Austin Langworthy has really been the only blemish between Cade Cavalli and Derek West thus far. Davis Sims, the big right-handed DH out of Murray State, strides in. West from the set, his first pitch misses just below the knees. Fastball just a touch low, 1-0. Big black bat over the right arm of the big Davis Sims. 1-0 fastball in there for a called strike. 1-1. West comes set, chin high, his 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting Davis Sims. Sims singled back in the second inning in his first at bat. He was stranded at third base. Coming into the day, hitting .253 on the season. 22 hits, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs. Black elbow protector on his left arm. A white shin protector on his left leg. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch waved on a miss. Big cut at a fastball up in the zone. 2-2. Sims 6'4", 225 pounds, out of Paducah, Kentucky. Coming up all the way to the Cape League this season to play some summer ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from West swung on and popped up into foul territory down the right field side. Luke Roscom shading over, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Congregation of coaches and umpires and other players all surrounding Roscom made it a little bit tough to see if he made the catch, but he did indeed make it. So a foul out to first base for Davis Sims. 1 gone for Logan Davidson, the shortstop out of Clemson. Davidson 0 for 1 today, struck out against Cade Cavalli in the second inning. West comes set, looks into the sign from Martellini. Davidson squares to bunt, pulls it back. Pitch misses low. A ball and no strikes. Big, lanky shortstop for the Clemson Tigers out of the ACC. 1-0 pitch. Misses up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. 6'3", 190 out of Seneca, South Carolina. One of those prize prospects coming into this season on the Cape. The numbers haven't been there for him, though. 2-0 fastball misses outside. Actually, they're going to say it hit the outside corner. 2-1. And just 183 coming into today. A double, a home run, and 6 RBIs. 2-1 from West. Swung on, popped up down the left field line, but foul. Fading into the trees as Austin Shenton and Sahid Valenzuela gave it a look. Another gloomy, overcast day today at Gov Fuller. Very similar weather, very similar overcast sky as to the last time the Gatemen were here. A 7-4 win over the Commodores. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from West. Chopped foul toward the first base coach for Falmouth. He gloves it barehand. Nice little snag from him. Still 2-2. Davidson has been the everyday shortstop for the most part for Falmouth this year. Went 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk and 3 strikeouts against the Eastern Division leading YD Red Sox. West takes a deep breath, comes set, chin high. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses up. 3-2. Outfield and infield both playing straight up for Davidson. Outfield shifted maybe a little bit deeper than normal. Davidson did have good power this season at Clemson. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch swung on and hit on the ground on a couple of hops to Luke Roscom. Deflects off his glove. He picks it back up. Throw to the Derek West covering. Pops out of his glove and Logan Davidson is safe at first. So he reaches. 1 on, 1 out for Cameron Cannon. It was hit pretty sharply to Luke Roscom. Bounced out of his glove, tried to turn around and deliver a sharp throw to Derek West, but it popped out of West's glove as well. Nonetheless, Logan Davidson on at first with Cameron Cannon, the leading RBI guy on this Falmouth team at the plate. Stocky third baseman out of Arizona. First pitch to him is a breaking ball. In at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. You'll see it was an E3. Error against Luke Roscom to allow Davidson to reach. Ball did pop out of his glove. 0-1, 1 out. Davidson with a short lead. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and popped up foul back in right over the press box, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Cannon, who's 0 for 1 today, lined out sharply on a fly to Isaac Collins out in right field. West checks back at first. His 0-2 pitch is swung on, hit on the ground to Sahid Valenzuela at short. Flips to second for 1 and on to first. A double play for the Gatemen. That gets them out of the inning. 6-4-3 on the double play. And the Falmouth Commodores are down in semi-order as we head to the top of the 5th. That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play. TM Ryder, steering and securing your course for insurance since 1877. Nothing across for the Falmouth Commodores in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're headed to the top of the 5th. Enrique DeMore will be back with the play-by-play, and we'll be joined by a special guest when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or French fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Welcome back to Arnie Allen Diamond and Gov Fuller Field. Enrique DeMore.
Hey, but here in this inning, we've got yesterday's reliever who had a strong long relief appearance out of Cal, Jared Horn. Jared, how you doing today?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic as well. Thank you so much for being here. So we want to go through that that outing yesterday. I mean, we got to talk about it. It was absolutely electric. You had 7 strikeouts and 3 innings of work, where you got the year off to a bit of a rough start. A couple of appearances didn't go how you'd like, but man, oh man, I mean, you bounced back in fantastic fashion. What was the progression like, and what was it? I mean, what were the couple key things you keyed in on to really turn that around?
You know, I was working with Lawler a lot throughout the week on just utilizing my backside. I tend to skip it and rush and have my arm drag and be late. So I kind of just focused on that, keeping it simple and just attacking the hitters, and it seemed to work out.
does that feed into itself? I mean, as you see, you had one successful inning, and then just going inning after inning, as that one is chopped, foul ball down the left field line. So Valenzuela will stay 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, once you get a couple good innings rolling, then you also find a groove and attack hitters more effectively, and kind of just go off of what you got that day.
And going back to your days at Cal, you just finished up another year there, and you were a starter originally as a freshman. You were a Friday guy, and then transitioned into a bullpen role. What was that like, and how has that helped you? I mean, go 1 inning, 3 innings here on the Cape.
Yeah, I've every outing I've had at Cal has been a starter, and I've just been staying ready here. No matter what the circumstances is, I just kind of come to the game, give it my best, and just stay ready.
We got a little bit of a stoppage in play here. Coach Sneddon arguing maybe that was a fair ball, as case pleaded not successfully though. So Valenzuela still 1-2, bases empty, no one out here. Oh shoot, I had a question then I forgot it. Oh yes, I was actually. I mean, your breaking ball was working for you really well yesterday. And it's funny, I went to high school with Connor Bach.
Oh no way.
Yep. So he's out in the Northwoods League right now, as I won sales outside of Valenzuela. So he's playing for Bismarck, and I was actually in the Northwoods League last year. He says, "Oh, we're in Duluth. That's the team I broadcast for." And I'm like, "Yeah." I told him, "Yeah, Jared did really well yesterday." He said, "Yeah, his breaking stuff can be absolutely nasty." So I mean, how did you come to develop that pitch, and has it always been your out pitch?
I've always just been able to spin it. Some days it's better than others. Yesterday was probably the best one I've had since I've been here. I have to give out praise to Connor Bach for telling me I'm nasty, but yeah, I mean, yesterday was good. I was able to throw it in any count and kick guys out.
Gian Martellini rung up on a pitch on the outside corner, one away here for Wareham. It'll be Luke Roskin followed by Jacob Goldfarb here to face a guy like Tyler Dyson, as he has been so dominant today. Just one base knock against him, and who else but Austin Shenton. But the All-Star Game results were announced today for the Cape League. I mean, how cool is that, having guys that normally you play against in the Pac-12, but they're teammates here today? I mean, the guys I think are pretty well deserving, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. This is a super fun group of guys. I think we should add a couple more All-Stars off this team. But Shen, Garcia, Easton, Idens, and Sahid, they're all just stellar ball players, and couldn't be more happy for them.
Yeah, no, really, really awesome for them. And who do you think, if you had to say, who are your couple snubs?
I think Proctor. Proctor has been absolutely nasty out here. I'm not gonna show my hand too much, but I think Proctor is in the lead for me for biggest snub out of the All-Star game.
Yeah, no, he has been good. Another awesome outing for him yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah.
0-2 chopped foul. Luke Roscom also played summer ball in the Northwoods League last year for the Duluth Huskies. Power hitting bat out of Nebraska. He's been in and out of the lineup today. Got a little bit of stoppage in play here as Dyson retreats back to the mound. 1-0 Commodores, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Falmouth. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for your Wareham Gatemen. That one drops in there for strike 3. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Tyler Dyson. Bases empty, 2 down for the redshirt junior from Oregon, Jacob Goldfarb.
From Oregon, number 45, Jacob Goldfarb.
8 strikeouts today for Dyson. As a pitcher, looking at the way he's pitched today, what's impressed you on the mound for him?
He's just been in the zone. With all of his pitches, seems like not a lot of guys are getting comfortable swings or A swings, I guess, their best swings off of him. I'm not sure what he's throwing. Didn't really get a good view down from the pen, but seems to be nails today. But he's in the zone a lot.
Even his delivery, I mean, you see there, he zips that fastball from a little bit of an unconventional arm slot. He really, I don't know how, when you said you were working on your backside with Coach Lawler, I mean, you can see he really, I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but he's really using his lower body. You can tell, right, really leaning into it as Goldfarb shoots that one foul. I mean, Dyson's not that big of a guy, so I mean, how much do you think that helps, just being able to use your legs to power, get a couple more miles an hour on the fastball?
Yeah, this is my first time watching Dyson, and I can tell by when he's driving to the plate, you can see his back knee almost touches the ground, so he's really getting into that lower half and using that through his delivery.
He has been good. I think Goldfarb,
New piece of lumber.
Yeah, new piece of lumber. We've seen the red bats. Now, I saw two of those. Goldfarb was using them. That one, I guess, is history now. But Sahid also with a red bat. What's up with those?
I don't know. I think it was just trying to add a little flair to our team. You know, a little spice to the lineup. It worked out yesterday.
Yeah, no, heck of a day at the plate for him.
We need some orange bats today.
That one just low. Good take from Goldfarb. And talking about Jacob, I mean, he joined the team from Cotuit just about a week ago. How do you, as guys who have been here the whole summer for Wareham, that one upstairs count goes full. I mean, how do you welcome him? I mean, not even to the Cape League, but it's maybe a little weird coming from a team he used to play. I mean, how do you welcome him into the new family?
You know, so with open arms. You know, we just took him in. We're happy to have him. He's a good kid, solid ball player, quality ABs, and solid outfielder.
It seems like he's having a good time here after struggling to do it, a little bit of a career renaissance on the Cape here in Wareham, I think. And one thing he said that one of my buddies from school, he's the broadcaster for Cotuit, and he mentioned how he got to catch up with Goldfarb when you guys went out there for the 2-2 tie yesterday, or a couple days ago. That one just misses outside. The inning stays alive for Wareham. Goldfarb down to first for Oliver Dunn. You mentioned how in Wareham, he said, the difference was, he said, it's just a little more relaxed. You're allowed to, be a little more yourself. And the coach for Cotuit is, Roberts, he's known for being he's known for being intense. But how do you think, I mean, you mentioned how Coach Lawler and company, I mean, even in a developmental league like this, it's so important to, you get reps, but the coaches also really help you out. But how do you think the coaches have done as far as striking a balance of letting you improve on yourself? I mean, they just get to know you guys. I mean, they read your numbers and stuff, but it's the first time actually seeing you. But how do you think they balance kind of helping you on a day-to-day basis, but also being kind of hands-off and helping you trust yourself?
Yeah, they have a good balance of like, having a good time and getting work done. And I think they make us come out to the field every day. We get our reps in. They know that we're eager baseball players who want to get better and make strides in our career. But they also realize that this is baseball. It's a kids' game. We got to have some fun too. So.
Oliver Dunn will step in here. 1 away, 2 down. Gatemen chasing a 1-0 lead. Tyler Dyson has been awesome. Goldfarb takes off again. That one shot foul, so he'll have to retreat to first. Hit and run on last time in this scenario. And Dunn hit one on the screws, but right to the center fielder, Langworthy. Gatemen chasing that 1-0 lead. And what do you guys, you mentioned that you got to kind of keep it loose, and as the dog days of July here wear on, just a couple weeks away from what, for all intents and purposes, will probably be the playoffs. Gatemen sitting in first place. What do you guys do? I mean, how often do you see each other outside of practice and such? That one is hammered right into the glove of Cameron Cannon. Pair of good plays for him. We're actually going to keep you on here to wrap up instead of going to a break. But how do you guys, I mean, talk about the atmosphere kind of on and off the field?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together off the field, actually. We actually can't get enough of each other. It seems like it.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. We laugh a lot, go to the beach, just hang out, be 19 or 20-year-old kids.
What are the best beaches around Wareham? Because I'm down in Mattapoisett. I live with Isaac Collins right down there.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're at, but what are the best spots to go to in Wareham?
Yeah, I haven't found a quality beach in Wareham, but if you go over to Onset, 20 minutes away from Wareham, I think there's some quality white sand beaches there with some good waves.
Okay. All right. JD, anything else before we let Jared get back to his stomping grounds?
I guess my only other question would be Andrew Vaughn, voted Golden Spikes Player of the Year, your Cal teammate. Number one, what is it like to be on a team not only at Cal but also here with a player of that quality? And number two, what is he like off the field?
Andrew Vaughn is probably the greatest human being you'll ever meet in your whole life.
All right.
He was chiseled by ancient Greek artists and is a biblical creature. No, but he is an outstanding dude. Can swing the baseball bat, and nobody more deserving than him to win the Golden Spikes.
Fantastic season this year, and a fantastic couple of last outings for you, Jared. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That was Jared Horn, star of yesterday's relief appearance in that 8-2 win over Cotuit. Happy to have him here with us, teammate of Andrew Vaughn, like we mentioned, and always awesome to have him here with us. And he continues his run for the Wareham Gatemen as they continue into the dog days of July, trying to secure that playoff spot. Falmouth, one of the 3 teams in the bottom of the division, trying to chase a playoff spot, period. Not just fighting for the 1 seed. As Wareham doing battle with Hyannis for supremacy atop of the West. That one outside for the first pitch. Delivered by Derek West, who's still out there for Wareham. To Edward Julian, followed by Will Brennan and Matt Wallner, 8-1-2. The 1-1. Swung on and hammered, foul down the left field line. That'll push the count to 1-2. 1-0 Commodores here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Falmouth, a team that has done it via their pitching staff to keep them in games. Offense has been sporadic at best, anemic at worst. A league worst 218 batting average coming into the day, but the 3rd best run differential in all the Cape League, as they've been playing some really good baseball these last few days. My goodness, nasty breaking ball out of the hand of West. Got a swing and a miss from Julian. His 2nd strikeout of the day, 1 away here in the 5th.
And I think this game is really encapsulating what Falmouth does when they win. They pitch incredibly well. They have some of the best pitchers in the league, a couple of all-star pitchers on their roster. You mentioned that they have 6 all-stars on this roster. Only 2 of them are position players. So there are 4 all-star pitchers on this roster between the bullpen and the starters. And this is the kind of game that they want to get into. They want to get into a slug it out, not a slug it out, but a let me beat you up with the pitching. We're not going to let you score a lot of runs. And whoever maybe gets 1-2 runs, that's what's going to be the deciding factor. Yesterday was another good example. High-powered YD offense that, just couldn't really get much going. They scored 4 runs, and yeah, they won. That's still a great day if you're only giving up 4 runs to one of the best offenses in the league.
0-2. That one shot into left field. Going to get down for a base hit. Rounding first, thought about it. Will retreat back there, though, is Will Brennan. He's aboard with his first base knock of the day, 4th of the day for Falmouth. I mean, as dominant as the Falmouth pitching staff has been, unfortunately, Cade Cavalli's outing shortened a little more than we would have thought. But Derek West, combined with him, have been good so far for the Gatemen. Only 1 walk given up, 6 strikeouts, 1 earned run on 4 hits. Really good stuff. But the offense has not been able to figure out Tyler Dyson.
Dyson has been absolutely dominant on the mound. We really didn't see that, or we didn't see it because we weren't there, but Falmouth really didn't see that the first time he was out.
As strike 1 delivered to the leadoff man, Matt Wallner. Ball 1. Heard a grunt from the umpire, but it was the ball grunt, not the strike grunt.
Those are hard to differentiate between sometimes.
No, sometimes they really are, yeah. Swinging a hard ground ball over to second, Oliver Dunn. He'll opt to go to second for 1. And it popped out of his glove, and they're going to say it was on the transition. I say Heath Valenzuela had to dart over to second. I think he thought, given that the ball took Oliver Dunn to his left side, that he might have been able to settle, that he might have settled for 1. But Valenzuela, the shortstop, all-star shortstop, now added to his title, over there to second. He stepped on second, and as he was trying to skip over the bag, it brought him towards third base, trying to come over the bag. He dropped the ball, so a 4-6 fielder's choice for the second out of the inning. Here comes Maverick Hanley.
But going back to Dyson, he has been dominant on the mound today. This is a Gatemen offense that does not get tossed around like this very often.
In the dirt, 1-0, and I think the Gatemen have only been shut out once this year, I believe. It was 2-0 against Harwich way back early in the year.
4th game of the season that was. It has been a while. It has been a long time since this Gatemen offense has been shut out, and Dyson has absolutely shut them down.
Swing and a miss. West having his way with Maverick Hanley right now. Hanley 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout out to right field.
And that's just another arm to add to the rotation for the Commodores in Dyson.
Tipped into the glove. Roscom over to first. Woo, almost got into right field. Or should be Martellini over to Roscom. My apologies. Roscom saved it from going into right field. 1-2.
but Falmouth has been so good in the pitching part of the game this season anyways that they just have now almost a surplus of really great arms that a lot of teams would beg for. Their offense is really just what's been the downfall for them this season.
Swinging a tip foul on that one as the runner took off. Walner will have to retreat to first, though. 1-2. We will do it again.
And like you said with Jared Horn, good problem to have in terms of the fact that this Gatemen team really gets along. It's a good problem to have if you're the Falmouth Commodores, that you've just got a surplus of arms that you can just throw out there at any time, and they can almost shut down your opponent on any given night. The arms of this Falmouth team are very impressive.
Got him at the knees. Low pitch, but successful outcome for Derek West. A fist bump between him and the other end of his battery, Gian Martellini. They're satisfied with the fifth inning of work, as they should be, as they get out of the inning unscathed. To the top of the sixth we go. Still 1-0 Commodores on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Top of the sixth inning from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. 1-0 the Falmouth lead over the Wareham Gatemen. Mitchell Miller, the left-hander out of Clemson, is a new arm on the mound for the Commodores. This is the third time the Gatemen have played, and all three times Mitchell Miller has come out of the bullpen for the Falmouth Commodores. This season, specifically against the Gatemen, it hasn't been pretty for him. A 7.71 ERA in 4 2/3 innings. He's given up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 Ks for the left-hander out of Clemson. But in general, it's been an okay season for the left-hander Mitchell Miller. Nothing special, but he is a left-handed pitcher against a pretty lefty-heavy lineup for this Wareham offense. And now that Tyler Dyson is out, I think this is the time that the Gatemen have to step up and start getting this offense going. Still trailing it just 1-0. Just 1 hit on the day, only a couple of base runners for the Gatemen. 1 run and 4 hits for the Falmouth Commodores. First pitch from the big lefty to Isaac Collins, the switch hitter batting right. Fastball runs up and away, 1-0. Miller out of Covington, Georgia, just finished up his sophomore season at Clemson. 6'5", 195. 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike, 1-1. Last time out against the Gatemen back on July 7th. That was his last appearance. 2 1/3 innings, gave up a run. It was earned, 3 hits and 5 Ks. 1-1 fastball, rides outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Collins.
Miller's first appearance and his most recent appearance, both against Wareham, like JD alluded to. And like he said, not a ton of success against the Gatemen. So if there's a time for the Gatemen to get the bats going and get back into this one, it's in these middle innings right here.
2-1 breaking ball, hit on the ground toward the third baseman. Cannon picks it on a backhand. Big storm throw across the diamond, nails Isaac Collins at first base. Collins has speed down that first base line, but couldn't quite get there. There's 1 gone and nobody on for Zahid Valenzuela.
Man, oh man, what a throw from Cameron Cannon, no pun intended. But he stabbed down and got that ball, like you said, JD, on a backhand. And honestly, I looked at the look on his face. It looked like relief as he came up and he said, whew, I got it. But he had to rifle it over there, especially with the speedy Isaac Collins chugging up the base path.
First pitch into Zahid Valenzuela, called strike on the inside corner on a looping breaking ball. 0-1 to the Cal State Fullerton Titan, batting right for the first time today. Batting left against the right-hander Dyson, he's 0 for 2. 0-1 from Miller, swung on hit to the same spot, right to third base, and Cameron Cannon on a hop his throw over, beats Valenzuela down the line. 2 up, 2 down for the Gatemen, both on 5-3 groundouts. Here comes Austin Shenton.
Shenton, the only guy with a hit today for Wareham. Miller in business right now. But a couple of pretty hard hit balls. That last one off the bat of Zalt Valenzuela, a little harder hit than Collins' ground out. But both guys, as Collins was hitting from the right side against the lefty Miller. Got good wood on it, but no success so far.
First pitch breaking ball misses inside and high to Austin Shenton. Ball and no strikes to the FIU Panther. 1 for 2 today, as Enrique mentioned. 1-0 fastball rides away and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Shenton struck out against Dyson, one of 8 strikeouts for Tyler Dyson in his outing back in the first inning. Then he singled in the fourth. 2-0 fouled off behind home plate. 2-1. Finishing up the line here on Tyler Dyson, 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 8 strikeouts for the right-hander out of Florida. Flamethrower on the mound and an absolutely magnificent day for the Gator here against the Gatemen. 2 balls and a strike. Mitchell Miller says yes to the sign once. 2-1. Misses inside. 3 balls and a strike now to Shenton. We talk so much about Austin Shenton being such a fantastic hitter. He takes a lot of walks as well, one of the better walk guys in this Gatemen lineup. The 3-1 from Miller. Misses up and inside on a fastball. Lost him on a 5-pitch walk. 2-out walk for Austin Shenton. There's 1 on and 2 out for Jeremy Idens.
We've seen the Gatemen do some damage as of late with 2 outs. Austin Shenton, like he said, big walk guy. Part of the reason he is such an offensive force for Wareham, batting out of the 3 spot pretty consistently now, whether at third base or DH.
Up to 17 walks on the season. On-base percentage up over 500 now. First pitch breaking ball to Idens, in there for a called strike. 0-1 to the UCLA center fielder.
To Mary and Coach Don Snedden. I'm joined here by our beat writer.
Idens 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the shortstop Davidson in the second, then flied out to center in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch from the big left-hander Miller, waved on and missed. Breaking ball down below the knees. He chased it. 0-2 now. Idens coming into today's game, hitting over 300. Voted as an all-star for the league. You'll be the starting center fielder. No balls and 2 strikes out of the stretch. Austin Shenton takes off with the move, and he is caught in a pickle. 1-3-6 on the putout of Austin Shenton, and the side is retired. Gatemen go down in order, 3 facing the left-hander Mitchell Miller in the top of the 6th inning. Still a 1-0 Falmouth lead as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. And when we come back, a look around the Cape League from our host today, Cameron Stewart, coming up on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Get Gatemen gear. Check out the latest styles and colors of your favorite Gatemen apparel. Also in stock, a large selection of Cape League items, including tickets to the All-Star Game. Test your pitching speed and pick up a souvenir ball, all at our merchandise booth.
Back here in Falmouth for our second and final look around the Cape League tonight. I'm your host, Cameron Stewart. YD has added to their lead over Brewster, now up 7-2 at home. Christian Koss has chipped in a 2-run homer since we last checked in. Nate Eichhoff has homered for Harwich, but the Mariners still trailing Chatham big, 8-2 in the 6th inning. Things have settled down in that wild start in Hyannis, as Katuitt is holding a 5-3 lead against the team that is right on Wareham's heels. That game still, though, in the top of the 5th. Still in the 2nd inning at Doran Park and Bourne, scoreless between the Braves and Orleans Firebirds on the last game on the docket tonight. So just 1-0 here from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth. Now back to J.D. Rocci and Henrique Namor for the broadcast.
Thank you very much, Cam. Derek West back to the mound, The right-hander out of Pitt will face 3-4-5 due up for the Commodores in the inning. Austin Langworthy, Kyle Stowers, and Davis Sims.
Impressed with West so far in his first, official statistical appearance. We talked about the shenanigans in the protested Hyannis game. Well, he did appear in that one. It's not going to show up in your stat books or on Point Streak, wherever you're checking the numbers out from, because that game has been wiped from the record until further notice. That'll be replayed this coming Wednesday at noon at McKeon Park.
First pitch to Austin Langworthy, blew a fastball by him, 0-1.
But I've been impressed with him so far. 3 innings of work, giving up just 2 hits, no runs earned or otherwise, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He's been good. That fastball's been working well for him.
0-1 the count. Pitch home. Breaking ball misses up high. John Martellini tried to pull it back down on the frame, but didn't fool the home plate umpire. 1-1.
And that breaking ball you saw there, it's got a lot of bite to it. He's been able to locate it low and away to righties. Been really darn good.
1-1 fastball rides up and in. 2 balls and a strike now to Austin Langworthy, who's 1 for 2 today. But that one was the difference maker, a solo home run back in the first inning against Cade Cavalli. West comes set on the first base side of the rubber. His 2-1 pitch misses low on a fastball. 3-1 now. Outside of that home run, Derek West struck out Austin Langworthy back in the 3rd inning. After Cavalli was lifted from the game midway through the first batter of the 3rd. 3-1 popped up straight back. Gian Martellini right there sheds the mask and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the first baseman from Stanford, number 37, Kyle Stowers.
Gets a good hitter in Austin Langworthy to pop up, and now an even better one coming to the plate in Kyle Stowers, the first baseman out of Stanford, although he's 0 for 2 today. Coming off a week where he was voted the Cape League Hitter of the Week, also one of the All-Stars on this Falmouth roster. First pitch breaking ball into the knees, a called strike. 0-1 to Stowers. He struck out looking in the first against Cavalli and then flied out to center field on a blooping line drive on a diving catch from Jeremy Idens in the 3rd inning. 0-1. Big rip and a miss at a fastball up in the zone. Quickly 0-2.
And in that stretch, a 5-game stretch from July 3rd to July 9th, registered 11 hits in 5 games with 4 RBIs as well. Jumped his batting average up 60 points from 291 to 351.
0-2 ripped into center field. Idens starts back, now takes a couple of steps in, moving to his right and makes the play for out number 2. So back-to-back well-hit balls to center field for Kyle Stowers, but nothing to show for it. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And Davis Sims, the DH out of Murray State, strides in. Big, muscular, tall Sims. 1 for 2 on the day. Single and stranded at 3rd in the 2nd inning. First pitch breaking ball from West misses down and away. 1-0. Then he popped out in foul territory down the first base side to Luke Roscom in the 4th. The 1-0 just misses below the knees on a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes now.
Sims out of Murray State in the Ohio Valley Conference. Rookie of the Year his freshman year. His sophomore year, redshirt sophomore year in 2018. Missed 2016. That's where that redshirt landed.
2-0. Fastball misses away. The count now to Sims, who hit .357 this season for the Murray State Racers, all Ohio Valley Conference 2nd team. 3-0 misses up above the head. 4-pitch walk with 2 outs for Davis Sims. Runner on at first and 2 outs for Logan Davidson.
And Sims, one of a few Falmouth Commodores with a base knock. And he had been, credit Derek West, with the 3-4, and Austin Langworthy and Kyle Stowers, really good hitters in this Falmouth lineup. He challenged them, and Langworthy got the better of Cade Cavalli, but West has been solid through his couple innings of work here. He's been challenging the hitters. Like you said, a couple hard-hit balls, one to right to Jeremy Idens. But with Sims there, he didn't find the zone like he did with his first couple of hitters. See what he bounces back with here.
First pitch to Logan Davidson in there on a strike called on the outside corner for a fastball. 0-1 the count to Davidson, who's 0 for 2 today, although he did reach in the 4th on an error from Luke Roscom at first base. Roscom holding Sims on at first now. The 0-1 pitch from the right-hander. West breaking ball in the dirt. Gets away from Martellini for a moment, but a good block from him up the 3rd base line. No advance from Sims at first. Davidson this season at Clemson at .292 as a sophomore. All ACC 2nd team for the big switch hitter. 1-1 the count to him here, batting left. Fouls that pitch off. Back to the backstop, 1-2 now.
A bit of an Iron Man as well. He started every single game of his Clemson career, everyday shortstop his freshman and sophomore year. Sophomore year that he just finished up. And for Falmouth, pretty much an everyday guy as well, playing his 23rd game of the Cape League season. This is game number 29 for his Falmouth Commodores.
1-2 the count to him here with a runner on at first. Derek West checks there. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and hit on the ground. Diving stop by Oliver Dunn there. He'll flip over to first. Nice little play from Oliver Dunn to end the inning. So a 2-out walk to Davis Sims doesn't come back to bite Derek West. They leave him stranded as we end the 6th inning. We're headed to the top of the 7th. Wareham coming back to the plate when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Don't miss out.
Gatemen Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham. We are proud to sponsor the Gatemen Youth Clinic for 2018. Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade. Power like a pro.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Top of the 7th from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. 1-0 lead for the Falmouth Commodores over the Wareham Gatemen. First pitch to Jeremy Idens is up and in from Mitchell Miller. 1-0 as the Gatemen try to break things open offensively here. Just one hit on the day for Wareham. They've had just 3 base runners against Falmouth today. 1-0 breaking ball waved on and missed in the dirt from Idens. He was at the plate in the last half inning, but gets to restart his at-bat after Austin Shenton was caught in a pickle to end the 6th. 1-1 breaking ball swung on and looped into the 5.5 hole and in front of the left fielder Will Brennan for a base hit. Jeremy Idens with a well-hit liner. Second hit of the day, first for Idens. Austin Shenton and he both have hits on the night now, and Pavin Parks will try to add to it as he comes to the plate from the left side.
I think this is the inning where if you're going to try to get back into this game, I mean, they are in it, they're only down 1, but it seems like the Gatemen have been stifled all around. If you're going to try to take the lead here, tie it up, this seems like the inning to do it. Parks coming off a good day at the plate yesterday. Idens starts things off with a leadoff single.
Now Parks squares to bunt, pulls it back on a breaking ball that missed down and away. 1-0, so Don Snedden giving some signs over at the third base dugout. Offering them up to Jeremy Idens at first. We'll see what they have on here. Staros holds Idens on at first base. A ball and no strikes to Pavin Parks. Mitchell Miller comes set on the mound. Now throws back over, but Idens is back in there without a tag or a slide. Parks 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to the first baseman in the second inning, then grounded out to the pitcher on a well-hit ball back in the 4th. Big left-handed bat out of Kent State. For Mitchell Miller, comes inside, and now it gets behind the catcher Maverick Handley. Moving up to second on the wild pitch is Jeremy Idens. It's a 2-0 count to Pavin Park, so for the first time today, the Gatemen have a runner in scoring position.
It's the first time they've gotten the leadoff man aboard as well, and Idens taking advantage of the pass ball. Pavin Parks with a great opportunity here, and as well as the rest of the heart of the order. The next 2 guys, Gian Martellini and Luke Roscom, try to make something happen. 4 strikeouts between the 2 of them today, though, but trying to right the ship as they only trail these Commodores by 1. Took a late inning comeback last time against the Commodores at Gov Fuller Field. See if they can get one here today.
2 balls and no strikes. The pitch from Mitchell Miller misses outside on a fastball. 3-0 now. Gian Martellini, the catcher out of Boston College, waits in the on-deck circle. Short lead at second for Jeremy Idens. Nobody out. Top 7 here at Arnie Allen Diamond. The 3-0 from the left-hander, Pavin Parks, is in there for a called strike at the knees. 3-1. Miller working out of the stretch, twists the ball behind his back on the third base side of the rubber. Tucks a tan glove on his right hand into his hip. Stares into the sign from Maverick Hanley. Likes the one he gets, comes set. Checks back at second, his pitch home. Breaking ball, check swing from Pavin Parks. Home plate umpire says he did go around. So that loads the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count 3-2. Idens with a short lead at second. First time the Gatemen have had a runner in scoring position today. Payoff pitch from the lefty Miller. Swung on and driven into shallow right field. Wallner with a couple of steps back, now a couple of steps in. No advance coming from Idens as Wallner makes the catch for out number 1.
Really good pitch sequence there from Miller, and he ended it off with something up and inside to the lefty Parks. Didn't get fantastic wood on it. A little shallow number, or really off the inside part of the bat, not really a number, but out there to Wallner. Easy pickings for him. Miller has settled back in here after a sharply hit single by Jeremy Idens.
So now it's up to Gian Martellini, 1 out here in the inning. Right-handed catcher out of Boston College trying to drive Idens in. Idens off with a pitch out, throw down to third. Idens in there with a stolen base. Moves up from second to third. Got a great jump against the left-hander Miller, and now just 90 feet away from tying it. The Gatemen have a runner on at third with 1 out.
You'll love to see that. Gatemen being aggressive on the base paths and a runner at third with 1 out. Both Martellini and Luke Roscom just got to put one into the outfield. They could tie this game up.
Lots of ways to get him in here with less than 2 outs and a runner at third. First pitch to Martellini. Breaking ball at the knees, called strike. 0-1. Don Snedden telling Gian Martellini that was a good pitch to lay off. Tough pitch low in the zone. The 1-1. Swung on, hit to the right side of the infield. Has to look off Idens, who retreats back to third base. The second baseman flips to first. Edward Julian to Kyle Stowers. 2 gone now, and still just 90 feet away is Jeremy Idens.
Tough one there. Like I said, sent it right into the glove of Julian. Jeremy Idens being aggressive there at third. Being Julian focused on a couple guys at once. Idens shaded off the bag at third and then retreated. Good aggressive base running from him. He does stay at third, though, and now Luke Roscom going to try to complete the task that was started at the top of the inning.
First pitch to the big lefty out of Nebraska. Looping breaking ball. Called strike at the knees, 0-1. Roscom 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in the third, looking in the fifth. Trying to turn around the 0 for and drive in the game-tying run. 0-1. Waved on a missed out in front of a changeup. 0-2 now. Jeremy Idens at third with a short lead. 2 outs, top of the 7th for the Gatemen. They trail it 1-0. Mitchell Miller comes set on the third base side. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Maverick Handley. 1-2.
Yeah, no kidding. Pretty far backstop here at Gov Fuller Field. That one gets by Maverick Handley. Jeremy Idens with heads-up base running and good speed. Could have scored on that one, tie this ball game up.
A ball and 2 strikes. Another 2-strike pitch from Miller. Waved on and missed. Breaking ball by Roscom. Strikeout number 3 for him on the day. And the Gatemen leave one stranded at third base. Single for Jeremy Idens to get this thing going. Advances to second on a flyout. And then up to third on a stolen base. But nothing doing for him after that. Still no runs for the Gatemen in today's game. And Mike Mobbs has not had the chance to wave anybody around third base yet today. He's with our Mary Orders on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. So, Mike, when Idens stole third, were you sending him on that play, or did he go on his own?
No, that's just a good base runner making a good read. We've seen this guy before, and he's a bit predictable with his looks, and Jeremy's a real instinctual base runner. That was a good play by him.
And the bats really haven't been too hot for either team in this game. What adjustments need to be made in these next few innings to get some hits?
Yeah, baseball is funny. Yesterday we came out and the whole lineup hitting the first, and now we're scratching and clawing for one, and we just got to get some more productive outs. Had we had two there, we get a run across, but I believe we'll win this game.
And how do you keep the guys mentally in it when it is such a low-hitting game like this?
Well, that's just part of being a professional, is not giving up early in the game when things aren't going your way, and these guys are playing professional, and I think we're going to just grind it out. That's what this whole thing's about.
Mike, thanks so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much to Mary and Coach Mobbs, as always. Mobbs just hasn't had the chance quite yet to send anybody around third. Jeremy Idens was the first one to even move into scoring position today for the Gatemen. But the pitching has been just about as good as you need it to be in this game. Aside from the Kyle Stowers homer against Cade Cavalli back in the first, it has been lights out. Just 3 hits outside of that home run for Falmouth today. Derek West back out for his 4th inning of work. Right-hander out of Pitt. First batter he'll face is Cameron Cannon. And his first pitch is a fastball skied foul. Back in right. 0-1. Cannon on the day 0 for 2. Flied out to right field in the 2nd inning and then grounded into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play in the 4th. Stocky third baseman out of Arizona. Derek West comes set the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit into the 3.5 hole and into right field in front of Isaac Collins for a leadoff single. Well hit ball for Cameron Cannon. Oliver Dunn was shading up the middle and had no chance at getting to it. Goes the other way, and there's one on and nobody out for Edward Julian.
Sometimes that's all you have to do. Well hit ball as Derek West starts his 5th inning of work. It's going to be critical here. He keeps these bats for Falmouth at bay. No one has, actually, I'll take that back. 2 base hits in the next 3 batters for Falmouth. Julian shows bunt, pulls back.
First pitch misses low on a fastball. 1-0 the count to Julian, the Auburn Tiger. He's been on once today, walked in the 2nd inning, and then struck out in the 5th against Derek West. Left-handed bat coming off an excellent season. 1-0 pitch is rocketed right at Zahid Valenzuela at short, throws back to first. But Cameron Cannon dives in ahead of the throw. So just 1 out, but a big one. Right at the shortstop Valenzuela. Line out for Edward Julian. Still a runner at first, but now with 1 out for Will Brennan.
That's a bummer for Julian, just trying to get his season started offensively any way he can. Did everything he could with that one. Got a pitch on the outside part of the plate, and Julian rocketed it right at Valenzuela. Almost got 2 on that one, but not showing any signs of fatigue or mental tiredness as this one has dragged on here in Falmouth is Cameron Cannon at first base.
First pitch from Derek West to Will Brennan is sprayed foul down the left field line. 0-1 to the left-handed hitting left fielder out of Kansas State. He's 1 for 2 today, struck out looking against Cade Cavalli in the 2nd. And then singled back in the 5th against Derek West. 0-1 with a short lead from Cameron Cannon at first. Derek West comes set chin high off with the pitch is Cannon. It's outside. Throw down easily nabs Cannon. 2-4 on the caught stealing. Great throw from Gian Martellini. There's 2 gone.
Heck of a throw. Absolutely popped up and hosed Cannon at second base. That wasn't even close. That was one of the more convincing caught stealings, if you will, that the Gatemen have put together, I think, all season.
So 0-2 the count to Will Brennan, who has played well against the Gatemen this season, coming into this game hitting .375 against Wareham. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, misses low and in the dirt. Good stop from Martellini behind home plate, 1-2. 3 for 8 coming into the day. He's now 4 for 10 and even .400 average against Wareham. 1-2 to Brennan. Swung on and hit right on the ground to the second baseman, Oliver Dunn. Gobbles it up, sidearm throw to first, in time for the final out of the inning. Falmouth goes 1-2-3 in the 7th after a caught stealing from Cameron Cannon. Good throw by Gian Martellini to eliminate the threat. We're headed to the top of the 8th. Still a 1-0 lead for Falmouth. The Gatemen looking to add to it when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterwiz, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
1-0 Falmouth, top of the 8th inning. Gatemen coming to back. Jacob Goldfarb will lead it off. 8-9-1 due up for the Gatemen. And back for the rest of the play-by-play, here's Henrique Demore.
Thank you very much, JD. Like you said, my name is Henrique Demore. I'll be taking you through these last couple of innings here. 1-0 Commodores on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Just a solo shot by Adam Langworthy back in the first. That has been it. A pitcher's duel by all 4 pitchers. 2 for Wareham, 2 for Falmouth. Tyler Dyson was awesome in his start. 5 innings of work, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. Highlight an appearance for the Florida Gator. That one low, 1-1. The count even now to Jacob Goldfarb. Continues to get on base at an absolutely ridiculous clip. Batting in the mid-200s, but his OPS shooting now probably over 600. Checks his swing on that one. Yes, he did go around, says the home plate umpire. And actually, the previous pitch was a strike as well, so that rings him up. Second strikeout of the day for Mitchell Miller, a guy that Wareham really has roughed up in the appearances that they've seen him. He's come out of the bullpen both times, both way back in the 4th game of the season, back here at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field way back on June 15th, as well as the last time that these two teams played each other in a game that the Gatemen dropped, but were successful until the 9th inning. That one shot down the left field line, but foul. Look out. Got some fans sitting there in the fold-out chairs. 0-1 with 1 away and the bases empty for Oliver Dunn. That one shot high in the air, but right into center field and right into the glove of Austin Langworthy. 2 quick outs for Falmouth pitching. Mitchell Miller coming back with a vengeance for these Gatemen that have bullied him all year long. The Clemson Tiger lowering that 5.40 ERA that he came into the day with and had a almost 8 ERA against the Gatemen specifically. Isaac Collins 0 for 3 today, 0 for his last 7, trying to bust out of a little mini slump, get back to his productive ways at the top of the lineup. Shows bunt, pulls back as that one sails upstairs for ball 1. Zahid Valenzuela on deck, swinging that bright red bat. Searching for his first hit of the day, and to continue what Isaac Collins hopes to start as some 2-out magic here in the 8th for Wareham. Strike on the outside corner, dropped in there. Looked like Mitchell took something off it for strike 1. One nothing Falmouth. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Fastball upstairs, 2-1. Collins finally steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Switch hitter batting righty against the lefty Mitchell. 2-1, chopped off his foot. Rolls towards our location here, 2-2. Then is Mitchell Miller. Two and 2/3 innings of work so far for him. A surrender, just 1 hit, no runs earned or otherwise. Pair of strikeouts, 1 walk for the Clemson Tiger. The 2-2 to Collins. Swinging a high fly ball foul straight back. We will do it again, 2-2. Like Coach Mobb said, baseball's a bit of a funny game. The offense firing on all cylinders yesterday in an 8-2 win over Catuit. A little bit of a different day here today, though, but this Gatemen offense is potent. We've seen it all season. And a lot of late inning magic, especially early on in the season from these Gatemen bats. Trying to do a little more of that right now. But that one is shot high and deep into right field, but going over on it. And reaching up and making the catch is Matt Warner, the right fielder for Falmouth, and the side is retired. Gatemen go down 1-2-3 in the 8th. We go to the bottom half of this frame here from Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. You're listening to Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Welcome back to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. My name's Henrique Damore. And the Gatemen are stifled yet again at the plate, but trying to keep it at a 1-0 deficit for Wareham against a Falmouth offense that really hasn't been phenomenal today either. I mean, the Gatemen pitching staff has been awesome, but the solo home run by Adam Langworthy has been the only blemish really for this pitching staff, and it's proved to be the only one that matters. Solo shot in the first by Langworthy made it 1-0. And since then, goose eggs all across the scoreboard here at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the visiting the visiting Wareham Gatemen for the home team Falmouth Commodores. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Also a pitching change here in Falmouth. Brought to you by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. With the driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public, get to the point. First pitch low to leadoff man Matt Wallner, who retired Isaac Collins, his counterpart in right field, to end the last inning. Pitching change, Derek West. Day is done. It's Nathan Florence out of Hartford. Trying to keep it a 1-0 deficit for his team, like I mentioned. I want to strike on the inside corner, evens the count at 1-1. West, a great day, and I mean an absolutely great day for the redshirt sophomore out of Pitt. 5 innings of work, no runs earned or otherwise, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball turns in out of the way of it, but ball 2, 2-1. From the windup, 2-1. Sound like a broken bat right into the glove of Luke Roscom. Sharply hit. For the first baseman for Wareham is there and picks it out of the air. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Maverick Handley now the batter. 0 for 3. Pair of strikeouts and a line out for him. Shows bunt, drops it foul down the first base line technically, but really didn't even leave the home plate dirt circle. Uneventful strike, 0-1 to Maverick Handley. Up and in, ball 1. Sophomore out of Stanford. Takes that one low. Good frame attempt by Martellini, but 2-1. And catcher at Stanford as well. Hit .231 with a pair of home runs. .362 on base percentage. But was an absolute menace behind the dish defensively for the Stanford Cardinal. Way upstairs, 3-1. Throughout 17 of 26 stolen base attempts against him. And helped out an absolutely dominant Stanford pitching staff that at one point, the Stanford team as a whole, second best in the entire nation. 3-1 pitch. Got him on the outside corner. Yes, sir, says the home plate umpire. Count goes full. Stanford pitching staff, a 283 team ERA, which for those of you that don't know is ridiculous. A 218 opposing batting average in 44 contests. That Maverick Hanley caught behind the plate, but he will watch ball 4 go by, and he is aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Austin Langworthy bats with 1 on and 1 out. Two-way guy for Florida, but his accolades really coming from what he's been able to do at the plate. Hit .327 this year. Tied for 5th in the SEC in walks. Hit .327 in SEC play, like I said. But also on the mound, pretty darn good as well. .270 earned run average in just 6 innings of work. It's not heavily used, but in the spots that he was used in, really good for those Florida Gators. He's 1 for 3 today. Hasn't found the same success on the Cape, batting just $180. He shoots that one deep into right field. Isaac Collins looking up, and that one is gone. A 2-homer day for Austin Langworthy. And this one brings in 2. Maverick Hanley will score 3-0. Falmouth Commodores here in the 3rd inning. One guy has produced all 3 runs for these Commodores. That could end up being the final nail in the coffin here in Falmouth, as the Gatemen have now 3 outs to make up 3 runs. Breaking ball misses upstairs to Kyle Stowards, another Stanford Cardinal who now bats here with the bases empty. Tough appearance for Nathan Florence. That one drops in there. Strike 1 though. 1-1. The count is even to Stowers. Stowers 0 for 3 today. Cuts and misses at that one. 1-2. Struck out back in the 1st. Was robbed of a bloop single back in the 3rd inning by Jeremy Idens. 1-2 comes in, skips under the legs of Gian Martellini, but no harm, no foul, no one on base. 2-2. Davis Sims waits on deck. He's got a base knock. 2-2, skied high into center field. Shading over to his left as Jeremy Idens goes back a few more steps and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, designated hitter from Western Kentucky, number 20, Davis Sims.
Sims the batter. Just finished up his redshirt sophomore year at Murray State. 1 for 2. Single and a walk today. The only time he was retired was when Luke Roscom ranged all the way into close to, let's say, middle right field. It's equivalent to there in foul territory close to the bleachers. Made a nice over-the-head catch. Did the first baseman for Wareham out of Nebraska. Upstairs. To a note of the stocky designated hitter Sims. Breaking ball misses low. 3-0, excuse me. .30 pitch, get me over fastball, misses. 4-pitch walk issued from Nathan Florence, and Sims is aboard with his 2nd base on balls of the day. Logan Davidson steps in 0 for 3 today.
From Clemson, Logan Davidson.
Batting $176 on the year. But JD talked about it. What a year he had at Clemson this year. Everyday shortstop, 2nd team All ACC. Hit .292, 60 runs, 18 doubles, 15 homers, 46 RBIs. Awesome year for him. That one weakly hit high left side, foul ground, coming over on it. Shenton reaches up and makes the catch. Nice play from the Gatemen third baseman, and that'll retire the side. To the top of the ninth we go. Last chance for Wareham. They now chase 3 as Austin Langworthy with his second home run of the day makes it a 3-0 lead for the Falmouth Commodores. We'll be right back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those other gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and the price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
Welcome back to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Sun completely set in the sky. There's a dark shade of blue as the clouds still hovering here over the home of the Falmouth Commodores, who now lead at 3-0 over the Wareham Gatemen. But if there is a part of the lineup that can turn this around and produce some late inning magic for Wareham, it's these guys right here. 2, 3, 4, 3 All-Stars. 3 All-Star starters in the West Division, might I add. Sahid Valenzuela, Austin Shenton, and Jeremy Idens. Although there have been just 2 hits between the 3 of them today, Shenton and Valenzuela riding 2 pretty good games, both of them with 3 base knocks in yesterday's 8-2 win over Katuitt. Going to try to get something going here for the Gatemen. Like I said, 3-0 Falmouth. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Wareham. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Commodores.
You mentioned only 2 hits between them, but they're the only 2 hits of the day between Austin Shenton and Jeremy Idens. Sahid Valenzuela has been a catalyst this season at times for the Gatemen. If you think back to the walk-off win over Brewster the last time.
Strike 1 drops in there. Took a little something off it. 0-1 to Valenzuela.
I shouldn't say the last time, but 2 times ago when the Brewster Whitecaps were at Spillane Field, he had 3 hits and the game-winning run in that game, so he can be a catalyst.
Swing and a miss. Got a fastball low, 0-2. Nick McCullough out of Sam Houston State. Probably the best bullpen arm in an already pretty loaded Falmouth Commodores pitching staff. Sahid Valenzuela sends that one into right center field. Going back on it, Wallner reaches up and makes a nice running catch for out number 1.
Thought that one was going to have just enough on it to get over Wallner's head. Not the fastest outfielder out there. Big guy, has to lumber a little bit, but hangs up just enough to rob Sahid Valenzuela of extra bases and rob the Gatemen of a good start to the 9th inning. They're down to their final 2 outs.
McCullough out of Sam Houston State, like I said, 11 strikeouts to 1 walk, and a save already to his name. Long blonde hair peeking out of his hat. Shenton shoots that one foul. He's given up just 2 earned runs on the year in his 9 innings of work. But opponents hitting .275 against him. It's a lot of hard hit balls, a lot of base hits, but he works out of jams pretty well. He's got one out here, and Shenton puts a charge into that one into deep center field, but going back on it as Langworthy had it read all the way. And there are 2 outs. Shenton hit that one right on the screws, but hung up just enough for Langworthy to take it down.
2 well-hit balls from probably the 2 best hitters on this Gatemen team. Really just tough at this point. They've only got 2 hits on the day. There have been a lot of hard hit balls in this game, but some of them have just been atom balls. Jeremy Idens, though, has a hard hit ball that turned into a single before he was stranded at third.
Jeremy Idens shoots that one foul, 0-1.
Number 7, Jeremy Idens.
Mitchell Miller has been bullied by the Gatemen all year, but not so today. 3 innings of work for him, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts as well. Pushed the strikeout total to 10 on the day for Falmouth. Great day on the bump for the Commodores. The 0-1. Blazing fastball just outside to Idens. He takes it 4-1. McCullough trying to send his Commodores home winners here for just the 4th time at home all year. 3-10-1 at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field this year, but the Commodores are 10-4 at home. And again, they are in total 1 game below 500. This would push them right back to that mark. Hammered into center field off the bat of Idens, a base hit. The Gatemen are not dead yet. Little 2-out magic here. Pavin Park's going to try to keep that going.
Game-tying runners on at first base. Idens has good speed. It's going to be tough to score him from first to third. Pretty good outfielders with pretty good arms in Brennan, Langworthy, and Wallner out there. But if Pavin Parks can get something going, he's 0 for 3 today. Had 2 doubles yesterday, though. If he can shoot something into the gap, the Gatemen could easily move at least first to third, maybe even score the game-tying run here.
Idens, like Coach Mobb said, an instinctual base runner, a good base runner, and a speedy guy out of UCLA.
Should say not the game-tying run, but at least their first run of the day. At least cut into this lead. And if Pavin Parks can get on, Gian Martellini, good power on deck.
And you got to start somewhere. And Idens takes off, a little aggressive base running, and is going to let that go, is Maverick Hanley. Probably the smart choice there, as like you said, the Gatemen are chasing 3, so they're probably going to chalk that up to defensive indifference, as Maverick Hanley didn't even flinch. But first run of the day for the Gatemen, just 120 or 180, I should say, feet away. More importantly, in scoring position. 1-1, swing and a miss. Parks down to his last strike. Mound meeting, excuse me, as Maverick Hanley goes out there to talk to his pitcher, Nick McCullough. Tall, long-haired, and fantastically mustached righty out of Sam Houston State. Leans over, tucks his glove in, comes set. Comes tall, kicks, deals. In the dirt, 2-2.
Wind is blowing out a bit here at Gov Fuller Field to the outfield. Nothing too strong, but the American flag out in the right field bleachers is blowing a bit, so that is working in the Gatemen's favor right now.
1-2 to Parks. Swinging a tip, just got a piece of it. Heck of a job by Parks to stay alive on a breaking pitch by McCullough. Still 1-2 though, so Parks trying to protect. See if the Gatemen can pull something out of nothing. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Parks goes down swinging, and that is how the game ends. Gatemen shut out for the first time in a long time. 3-0 Commodores, as they take just their 4th win of the year. The pitcher's duel today for both teams. But Tyler Dyson started it off for the Commodores. He was awesome for Falmouth. 8 strikeouts for him. Mitchell Miller backed him up, and Nick McCullough shut the door on the Gatemen today. Gatemen really couldn't get anything going offensively, but Jeremy Idens and Austin Shenton, the 3 base knocks. Actually, Jeremy Idens pushed a day that didn't go over really anybody offensively for the Gatemen to 2 for 4. And the all-star starter continued his successful ways at the plate. I think you got to give credit as well to the Gatemen pitching staff. Despite a couple of long balls from Austin Langworthy, they really were solid, kind of all the way through. It's a tough result, so it feels negative, but the Gatemen pitching staff was really good today.
Yeah, it was. Derek West was excellent through this game. You know, it just came down to the fact that the offense couldn't get the job done today. Just 3 hits, only a couple of base runners in the game for the Gatemen. A lot of strikeouts. There were 8 strikeouts just for Dyson, 3 then for the left-hander Mitchell Miller, and 1 more out of the hand of the right-hander Nick McCullough, who got the save in this game. That's 12 strikeouts on the day for the Gatemen. They just weren't swinging the hot bat today. Had a really tough time deciphering pitches coming out of Dyson's hand, and then the other guys really just had to back him up. At that point, the Gatemen looked a little defeated at the plate almost. Looked a little bit like that they just couldn't, they were down on themselves a little bit, and that's a tough attitude to have in a close game. But that's just the way that pitching can affect you sometimes when it's that good. It just gets you down on your luck a little bit, and you can't break out of a funk.
Tough one for the Gatemen. They will have to flush it and move on as the next game for this team brings them back to Spillane Field to take on the Harwich Mariners for just the third time this year. Falmouth, meanwhile, going off to Lowell Park to take on the Katuah Cavaliers, who are on the verge of beating the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They lead them 6-3 in the 7th. So, able to maintain a lead in the West should that result hold are the Gatemen. That'll do it for myself and J.D. Roger here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We're going to throw it over to our host, Cam Stewart, when we come back for the Gatemen Postgame Show on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company is the world's largest cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Tough one here at Gov Fuller Field tonight for the Gatemen, dropping it 3-0, only able to manage 3 hits against Falmouth pitching, starting with a stellar start by Tyler Dyson, but really nothing going for the Gatemen offensively, and that's what did them in tonight. Couple of threats in the last 2 innings, in the 7th and in the 9th. Jeremy Idens was able to get into scoring position both times. A crucial, though, one in the 7th. He singled to lead off the inning, got down to second with nobody out, eventually advanced to third and was stranded there. At that time would have been the tying run. It was just 1-0. Then a 2-run homer for the Commodores in the 8th was basically what did in the Gatemen. The first loss in their last 4, and it was the All-Stars who didn't quite come out to play tonight for the Gatemen, just announced today. Zahid Valenzuela with an 0-for, as was Austin Shenton, and Idens with 2 hits. So a setback for the Gatemen as they will head back home tomorrow to Spillane Field. They will host the Harwich Mariners for a game 5:30 start time, of course, on a Sunday night. Not a bad start tonight for them from Cavalli, although he left a bit early due to an injury. Went 2+, struck out 4, only walking 1, allowing 2 hits and a run, that coming off the solo homer. Our player of the game tonight, who we're going to have in just a few minutes, is Derek West, the recently signed reliever out of Pittsburgh. 5 innings in relief, 3 strikeouts to 1 walk, 3 hits allowed, no runs. So he was the horse that kept the Gatemen in the game tonight. Going to have him in just a few moments here for you. Gatemen will take on the Mariners tomorrow, who are scuffling as of late. And we're about to get Nathan West over here, so we're going to take a quick break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'll give you that player of the game interview on the other side of it. What did I say?
Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. You can customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth.
Back here in Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field, Gatemen dropping a tough one tonight, 3-0 to the Commodores. I'm your host, Cameron Stewart. With me now, the player of the game, Derek West. Derek, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Stellar performance today for you out of the bullpen, 5 innings pitched. When was the last time you went that far?
UNC semifinals for University of Pittsburgh. We ended up picking up the win that game. It was a great outing.
So it's been a while. Huh?
Yeah, it's probably been about a month and a half.
Scattered around a couple of hits, but no runs and 3 strikeouts. What was working for you tonight?
My off-speed was working real good. I mean, that was an objective coming in this summer, was just being able to be confident with my off-speed. I mean, I'm always going to have my fastball, so just being able to work behind the hitters tonight was really effective for me.
Now you're adding a long summer league season on top of the college baseball season. Had a couple of surgeries recently. I like the stitches you've got on the elbow there. How much is this testing your arm right now?
I trust the doctors that did all the operations for me, both on my elbow and my knee. So, I mean, I don't think about it too much when I'm out there. Actually, I don't think about it at all. I just trust what they did, and I just go out there and give my best performance every time.
Now, has that catered to your arsenal? Are you throwing more breaking stuff now with that elbow surgery?
Yeah, I spent the first half of the year at Pitt not having any of my off-speed pitches, so I was just learning to develop my off-speed again. And, this summer it's really feeling good. It's coming out good, and it's really working very well for me.
Now, Derek, from a clubhouse standpoint, how are you guys going to bounce back after a tough loss tonight, coming back tomorrow?
We're going to approach the game with the same game plan, and we're just going to, pitchers are going to come out here and throw strikes. Hitters are going to do what they do, and they're going to battle for us. And we're just going to, do everything we're supposed to do, and hopefully we'll pull out a victory tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Derek. That was Derek West, our player of the game tonight on the Gatemen Baseball Network. One last time here from Falmouth, 3-0 the final score here, the Commodores over the Gatemen. This has been a broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'd like to thank you for listening. To our play-by-play announcers tonight, Enrique Demore and J.D. Rachi. Our sideline reporter is Mary Orders. Our beat writer today is Ian Vicera. And the producer of today's broadcast was Trevor Russo. The general manager of the Wareham Gatemen is Andy Lang. Tomorrow, the Gatemen will be back at home for a 5:30 start time against the Harwich Mariners at Spillane Field. Our coverage will start with the pregame show that you can catch on the YouTube channel on Wareham Gatemen on YouTube. For all of us here tonight, for Enrique Demore and J.D. Rachi, I'm Cameron Stewart. Thank you for watching another presentation of Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'll see you tomorrow.